7-foot frame, rats along his back. When he calls your name, it all fades to black. Then he sees your dreams and face on your screams. We don't talk about Bruno, no, no, no. We don't talk about Bruno. Hello, everybody. If you can't tell, I rather like Encanto. I just rewatched it right before stream, actually. So there you go. I usually try to rewatch things before I watch somebody else's poor review of them. Now, some people in the chat are curious. This girl she's not a Lily Orchard. She's not a grifter. She's not a woke tard. She's pretty normal. Like, I don't think she's malicious or has some ulterior motive like a lot of other media essayists out there. I think she's just kind of bad at this. But it's bad in at least an interesting way, you know? So yeah, we're gonna dip our toes in with HezuReviews, because she infamously does have a, what I'm told is a pretty bad review of Revolutionary Girl Utena, and you guys know how I get when, people are wrong about Revolutionary Girl Utena. So, yeah. Maybe in the future we'll cover more of her stuff. We'll see how this one goes. I don't want to be too mean. Like I said, I think she actually tries. Yeah, that's why I drew myself more like a disappointed teacher in the thumbnail, you know? I'm just kind of like, eh. But yes, I literally just rewatched the movie, and Ichigo in chat says, Mi porquita gusto Coco y Encanto. I don't like Coco. I think she's gonna compare the two as well, looking at the comments. I'm sorry, I don't like Coco. I just have issues with it. There's a pretty good video out there that kind of shares my sentiment that's pretty interesting. Yeah, we might just... I realized belatedly that this is more the kind of topic I usually do on Wednesdays. instead of a Friday, but I guess here we are. I kind of gave you guys 3 very different things to choose from, so if I do react to her again, it'll probably be on Wednesday. Oh yeah, Wendell and Wild was frustrating in its wasted potential. Animation was great, but it's like they had 7 different plot lines that they didn't need in the movie, and they really should have just picked one, because I guess they crammed down an entire book that was supposed to be a miniseries into a movie, and they just couldn't bring themselves to kill their darlings, which will always get you in the end, unfortunately.
Ed Mohammed KM9KW sent a super chat. How could you like not Coco? SMH
I don't know, I felt like it's just kind of artificially pulls on your heartstrings, and also it's kind of like, oh, it's the Mexican afterlife. What would be in the Mexican afterlife? Oh, I know, border crossings. Like, the Magic Bridge kind of already handles people who aren't allowed to go because their photo isn't on the ofrenda, so, like, why did we also need, like, the Border Patrol American border jokes? This doesn't sit right with me. And then all the shitting on Frida Kahlo for no reason, acting like she was just pretentious and obsessed with herself. I didn't like that. So I got beef with Coco. I'm sorry. You know, I got beef with Coco. There's a really good video on it, actually. Let me just look that up real quick. I think. Yeah, the Coco's feel-good oppression. Highly recommend this video. I didn't come to those conclusions from this video, but I saw this and was like, oh, yeah, this guy's basically articulating what about this movie made me feel not quite good. Like, it was written by Americans, and it's just, you know, yeah, but that's what we're talking about today. She is great to bring up Coco, though. So I guess, let's just pause the Undertale music and get into it. So, we'll see. We'll see if this video is as bad as people have told me. It's only 18 minutes. I say that now. You know how pause-Andy I get. If it goes fast, maybe we'll look at something else of hers. But we'll try to focus on Encanto.
We don't talk about Bruno, no, no, no. We
don't talk about Bruno.
What?
Yes. Oh yeah, she used to be called Hezu Neutral. She changed it to HezuReviews
Master
recently.
Clockwork sent a super chat. The Book of Life is probably a better movie.
That's what I've heard. I haven't seen it yet. There's a lot of things I just haven't gotten around to seeing. I'm like that. My autistic brain chains me. It's really hard for me to start a movie or show sometimes.
Hello everyone, Hezu here. I watched Encanto with some friends a few weeks ago, and here are my thoughts on it.
Okay.
Video contains spoilers. Honestly, all my videos do, so should I bother warning?
And the movie came out in 2021, so if you, you're worried about spoilers, well...
At this point? Anywho, I was warned about this movie. I was told it was very fast-paced, like a musical theater play, and after watching it, I can confirm this is true.
Yes, that's why I enjoy it. See, the thing is, a lot of people struggle with musicals. A lot of people, and it sounds like, well, she might play music in the video, but I don't know, I'll leave it. I'll leave it so I don't have my music recorded over her video. But, a lot of people struggle with musicals because they seem fast-paced by normal story progression standards. Because all of the emotional resonance, all of the, like, climax, the resolution, character development, it all happens within songs, which are far more efficient than spoken dialogue. So, compared to a normal story progression of a non-musical, that seems fast-paced, but that's just how musicals work. The emotions are always in the music. All the important moments are in the songs. You know, that's just how it be. Yeah, we're watching the video. Well, this is a Friday stream. I tend to get into it immediately on a Friday stream. Wednesday streams are like half art streams, sometimes reacts. And I would say this is normally something I do on a Wednesday, but, it's fine. It's fine.
Story. The story is the Madrigal family lost their father to tragedy during a civil war, and upon his death, a miracle saved them. A magical candle formed a house of magic, bestowing powers to all children of the Madrigal line. One child is not given power.
I will say, at least she's pronouncing the Spanish words correctly, thank God.
Fine. One child is not given powers, and one member is cast out. One day the house breaks. The powerless child figures out the house is breaking because the family matriarch puts too much pressure on the family. The town comes together to rebuild the house, and the family gains back their powers. The end.
I mean, yeah, it sounds dumb when that's the premise, really. There's a difference between plot and story, though. Plot is like what the story is about, and story is how it happens. You know, basically.
End. Super simple story. On one hand, that is a good thing. In the movie, the village is completely locked off from the outside world via the mountains surrounding the place, kind of like a wall. The concept art explored the idea of Mirabel traveling outside the walls to the outside world, advanced, full of technology, and nothing like the world her grandmother left behind.
Now, see, this is funny, because if you look at, like, the early concepts for Encanto, it was a completely different story entirely. Like, they went through so many different iterations of what this would be, and it just goes to show how you kind of have to just work through ideas until you arrive at the right one for the project, you know? So it's very fascinating to see, like, just how different the earliest concepts were to what we ended up with. The art book is fucking fascinating for that.
At Direwolf181 sent a super chat. Yes, the musical has the story pace of a musical.
Yeah, no shit. That's the thing. But it works like a real musical, unlike a lot of Disney movies. So I think people who are used to Disney movies, which are just musicals so they can put together little pop albums to sell to kids, it doesn't work quite like a stage musical does, you know?
At Super Easy Walker sent a super chat. Encanto is the Mexican Avenger /S.
Well, they're Colombian, but close enough. But yeah, so it is pretty interesting. I mean, I like the story they ended up with. I think what they ended up with is perfect. So for what it is,
I feel like that would have been a lot to.
I do like her outfit here, and it is more explicitly the 1950s because like Encanto does take place in, you know, about the 1950s, but it's very kind of timeless on purpose.
Into a story about a family with superpowers, so it's for the best they kept things simple. They've sort of broken the recycled Disney plot to a story.
I think they might have had the powers even in the early drafts, if I recall correctly, but
like that would have been a lot to fit into a story about a family with superpowers, so it's for the best they kept.
Oh yeah, okay, I misunderstood what she said. My bad. She's not been bad so far, so let's see.
Things simple. They've sort of broken the recycled Disney plot lines with this one, where there has to be a villain, where there has to be a huge conflict or a bigger calling for this movie when there really isn't. However, because of this, they are also ignoring potential major problems that could appear in the story. The townsfolk are really kind and are huge fans of the Madrigals. One townsman is engaged to marry one of the daughters. He has no ill intentions, but I'm honestly shocked there hasn't been a single person that wanted to marry into the family for power or to brag about being part of the Madrigal family.
Well, I mean, the town is mostly made up of the people who fled the Civil War. You know, it's pretty much the descendants of all the people who were on the run from La Violencia, you know, so of course those people would be very loyal to the family. They got to become part of the protected village that they came to after fleeing, you know, the fucking 1,000-Day War. You know, that's why you can put it in about 1950 because of the real life timeline. Hey, thank you for the donuts, Billy Donuts. Are these Disneyland donuts? Is this the same person who made that video on High Guardian Spice? I don't know if she covered High Guardian Spice. I've watched a few of her videos, and like I said, I don't think she's a malicious person. She's just a little bad at this. So, yeah, I mean, I guess you could assume there would be people who want to marry into the family and have superpowered children, but, like, the indication, too, is that Abuela is really in favor of Mariano, you know, becoming part of the family, because the Guzmans are, I guess, kind of like an important family, or they think it would be a good match. You know, they kind of got to keep the bloodline going, or there gotta be no superpowered people, you know? That's kind of a concern, and again, this is the 50s, this is how people thought about marriage back then. It wasn't, like, typically a for-love thing, strictly.
Adana_brain sent a super chat. Did she basically say she wants Han frozen again?
I guess. Like, Mariano's just a fucking himbo. That's why he's great. God, I remember my friend Emo showing me, like, the Filipino version of this, and, like, Mariano is, like, the biggest himbo in his voice acting in that one. It's great.
Or to brag about being part of the Madrigal family. Not a single bad neighbor or community member, which is surprising. When the house breaks up...
Why is it surprising? These are all innocent people who escaped a slaughter and are now living in this secluded, protected magic village. Why would any of them be, like, wanting to ruin a good thing? I mean, I guess human nature, but I don't think... I mean, it's a very fantastical, fairy tale-like movie, so of course all of the town people are nice and pleasant, and everybody's just kind of okay, nobody's evil, they're all just normal people who just want to live their lives, you know? It's a very low-stakes environment. It's the family that has high stakes because they all hold themselves to, like, too much perfectionism.
When the house breaks apart, it splits the mountains where Abuela had escaped from her town. According to the Wikipedia, the acts of violence are in reference to the 1,000 Days Civil War in Colombia.
Yeah.
Based off that information, we can assume this film takes place in the 1950s or 60s.
Yeah, I'm ahead of her.
Queen81 sent a super chat. She's not going to demonize Alma, is she? Please no.
I don't think so, though she is, like, kind of, like, talking in the comments about how some people maybe misunderstood her. I guess we'll see. Oh yeah, C-Puff, like, favorited my Tumblr posts about this. I wonder if she'll show up.
60s. La Violencia is another civil war that went on during this time, from 1948 to 1958, along with the Colombian conflict from 1964 to the present.
Wilka says, Colombians are just nice people. I mean, yeah, it's like a cultural thing, too, right? Like, she's like, you're thinking too burger-brained. Like, oh, why wouldn't everybody be, like, trying to fuck each other over at a moment's notice? That's what we do in America.
Present. Well, I mean, I shouldn't be too close to real history with this, but the point is, breaking the mountain means that could bring in outsiders, and with that, potential enemies to their humble community. Oh
my god, she's focusing on, like, all of the wrong things. This is This is a magical realism movie, honey. It's not going to be realistic. It's not trying to be realistic. I mean, all of the song sequences are just fantastical, you know, set pieces that aren't actually happening. This movie is not trying to be realistic. It is being a fairy tale, basically.
Who is to say war won't find its way to their town again? Either that, or more people would flock to their town for sanctuary.
I mean, Abuela fleeing La Valencia is more important to the fact that you have people with older family members who have gone through horrors that you couldn't possibly imagine, and how that forms your dynamic with them. Like, I can kind of understand that, because my grandparents lived through the Great Depression and World War II, so, you know, I can't really relate to the time period they lived through and all the horrors they must have experienced. Especially my grandfather, who was a World War II vet. So, yeah, it's kind of like that. You don't really want to broach that and disrespect that, because that is something so much bigger than you that you couldn't possibly relate to or understand about these older relatives and why they behave the way they do, you know? So, I mean, I get it, kind of, you know?
And it would soon become overwhelmed, and they'd be forced to become a city. It just seems like the movie kind of ended on a cliffhanger because of these loose ends.
This is what I mean about how she's just kind of bad at this. Like, that's not a cliffhanger. You're showing the emotional climax of the movie where Abuela and Mirabel finally understand each other. You know? Like, she's focused on all of the wrong things. It's so strange.
As for other parts of the story, Mirabel has a vision the house is cracking. She investigates and climbs...
She doesn't have the vision. Bruno had the vision when she was little and left because he was afraid that she would be scapegoated like him. You know, so...
Has a vision the house is cracking. She investigates and climbs Bruno's tower to see if he had...
she thinks the cracks Mirabel saw were a vision. They weren't! The cracks can come and go. We see that over the movie.
Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. Latex. What I miss.
Not Mitch. I'm just getting into her analysis now, though. She just said the movie ends on a cliffhanger, and she's focusing on just all the wrong things. Like, the mountain split, so now, what if, like, the Civil War comes back and kills them all? And it's like, that's really not the point. It's like symbolism, and that's how Mirabel gets to the river where her grandfather died in the first place. It opened the pathway for her, almost like maybe that was like, you know, kind of a divine intervention. This movie has a lot about divine intervention in it, so...
had predicted any of this. It turns out she is the cause for the house's demise. Instead of figuring out what that means by herself, she finds Bruno and demands he tell her what to do next.
Well, she finds him by accident. Because after the disastrous dinner, where the vision is revealed in a madcap shenanigan, the pieces are getting carried away by the rats, and she follows the rats to Bruno. So it's not like she goes looking for him. She didn't even know he was fucking there. Nobody did. Well, actually, I lie. I have a headcanon that, like, everybody else in the house besides Mirabel and Abuela have seen Bruno, and they think they're the only ones that know he's there. That's my headcanon. There's no way this man kept himself hidden for like 10 fucking years. You know?
Adbalonic 111 sent a super chat. Latex.
Thank you. This is also gonna be my excuse to just gush about Encanto and give you all my headcanons. So, yeah. Rat-salong is back.
Bruno tells her she has to hug her sister she hates. It makes no sense and is super forced and uncreative.
Oh god. Again, I'm trying to be nice, and again, I think she's just bad at this. She's just bad at interpreting media, guys. I don't want to be mean. Oh, Dolores knew. And maybe at the end of the stream, I gotta go find those Vines or TikToks where this girl is, like, role-playing as Dolores, hearing Bruno's, like, rat soap operas on the wall and going, oh, you know, and reacting to them. Those were good. Those were great. Yeah, well, I'm gonna find those after this video. But it's not, I mean, her and Bruno think it's random, but it's not. Like, he's just like, he just gets visions. He can't interpret the visions 100%. So all he knows is he's seeing the two of them hug, which we see how it happens later. Like, Mirabel starts out completely with no idea how this could even end up that way. How her and her sister could even end up hugging, because they don't like each other.
At some type of joy sent a super chat. I felt the same way with her SU video. Crying face emoji.
she has Steven Universe videos too, guys. So like I said, we're kind of dipping our toes in here with like a safe topic, because I really like Encanto, but I won't get foaming at the mouth over it like I will with Steven Universe or Utena. So, you know, God's plan or something. Yeah, Alimoth, I mean, I think you could like interpret a religious angle with this movie if you wanted to. I personally don't, but I think you could. But yeah, so the two of them don't know what the vision means when he gets it. I want to play the scene so bad, and I do have my scramble, but like, I'm so worried about Disney copyright.
2395 sent a super chat. You should watch the Encanto fan song Turn It Down next. It really dives deep into the character of Dolores.
Isn't it her actual voice actor too that did the fan song or sang the fan song for them? Yeah, okay. We'll watch some Dolores content. As I love Dolores, I love Dolores. So we'll watch some of that content after the video, especially if it's too short. Oh, I should also play Shut Up Gringo. That's my favorite meme out of Encanto. So yeah, so they're both confused by the vision. They're both confused by it, but, cause Bruno's like, I don't want to give you a vision, cause everyone always ends up hating me for them, but when he sees it, he's like, oh, your sister, that's great! He sees Mirabel's pissed, he's like, okay, every time. So, but yeah, so Mirabel is outraged, she doesn't know how this could possibly happen, and she does try to force it at first.
At
you know?
Wolf181 sent a super chat. The nice Marina videos? I love them. So funny.
Is that her name? Like, they start out too with, like, you hear Abuela off screen, like, talking about how much Mirabel sucks.
At Wolgador sent a super chat. Watch the other videos. Devilish face emoji. Devilish face emoji.
Hey, I stay on one topic per stream sometimes, mostly, okay? So, the town and some of Mirabel's family believe that Bruno is purposely making bad things happen. The whole point is they're shooting the messenger. Yeah, and I mean, I think they even kind of know that, but it's like the same way that Mirabel gets scapegoated, you know? Like, it's not her not getting a gift, seemingly, is not her fault, but she is kind of scapegoated for it, because it's a chink in the armor of the perfect family, you know? So, this perfect family, and the thing is, it's not just like, oh, the family just wants to be perfect for their own reputation. They are taking care of this entire town of refugees. And that's very, very important to Abuela Alma specifically. You know, like, she feels a duty to these people, and that's part of the reason why she acts the way she does.
No sense, and is super forced and uncreative. Mirabel asked Dolores for leads and was led to Luisa, and Luisa told Mirabel to go to Bruno's tower. That's fine. Great.
Yeah?
But Mirabel should have discovered Isabella's problems on her own instead of trying to get her sister to hug her. She comes...
Why? This perfectly gets them into this situation. Like, she would never have approached Isabella on her own, because Isabella and Mirabel do not get along. Because Isabella sees her as Miss Perfect Golden Child, and Isabella sees her as a dumb kid who doesn't know, you know, what real sacrifice is. You gotta remember the age gap, too. Isabella's about 20, 21, and Mirabel's like, what, 15? So it's kind of like her annoying bratty little sister to her. So yeah, this would never, like, if she just went up to Isabella and said, Isa, do you have any problems? Isabella would have been like, fuck off, Mirabel. And probably hit her in the face with some flowers, you know? They set up so much about how these two don't like each other and don't get along at all. You know, it's like a running gag that Mirabel's always making sour faces at her sister every time she shows up being, like, perfect on her flower vines and with her perfect hair, you know? I want another sound out of you. And she had just ruined the proposal dinner, if you recall. Mirabel had just, like, you know, her dad had found her with the vision. Dolores overheard. But they have to host Mariano and his mom for dinner, so they all go to dinner. And then, of course, Dolores, being the chimosa she is immediately giving away the secret to the rest of her side of the family. Even with Mirabel death glaring at her from across the table. And then the whole dinner goes crazy, and then the vision is discovered by everybody because of, you know, shenanigans. It's not a very realistic movie. It's not trying to be. Oh yeah, Dolores loves her chisme.
She comes across her sister having a mental breakdown over being forced to marry some guy she doesn't love.
Comes across her? She goes into her room and says, "Hey, Isabella, we should hug it out, because I just saw a vision that says we're supposed to hug and it's gonna solve everything." But, like, Mirabel doesn't actually care about her sister's problems. She thinks her life is perfect. They say it in the song. I'm trying to resist the urge to play the scene. Actually, let me get my music thing.
At Starvolt Nexus 3139 send a super chat. There's a theory Dolores did on purpose.
Maybe, but, like, Dolores, like I said, she's just a chimosa. She likes gossip. Like, her little squeak she does after she gives somebody the tea when she goes, "Huh." That's like a joke about, like, you know, people going, "Huh, huh," after giving some juicy gossip. It's like a Colombian thing or a LatAm thing. So, like, her little mousy squeaks are actually a running gag, too. If you know, you know. We need I get the mixtape stream tomorrow. It should be good.
Miss Jasmine305 sent a super chat. Bruno using his future sight powers to help Mirabel make up with Isabella is so uncreative. But Mirabel walking right up to Isabella and just talking isn't?
Yeah, right? Like, they spend the whole movie telling us that these two can't stand each other. And then, so...
Activity Tomato Soupful sent a super chat. I'm breaking my no super chat until I get car promise to say I needed this live stream. I have had an awful week.
Well, hopefully you also love the mixtape one tomorrow. I'm going to be making fun of that awful game everybody's laughing at. So that'll be at 4 p.m. tomorrow. So everybody ring the bell for that one. But, so, yeah, I'm trying to remember this. I'll act out the scene myself since I'm too afraid to play it for copyright. But, like, Mirabel comes in and says, "Hey, come on, like, I know I, like, ruined everything and embarrassed you tonight, but we should hug it out. We should hug it out." And Isabella's like, "You should apologize." And Mirabel's like, "Fine. I'm sorry that you're such a diva." And then Isabella starts kicking her out, and, Mirabel starts yelling at her, saying she's selfish. And Isabella's like, "Selfish?" And she's like, "You can marry that hunk if you want to." And then that's when Isabella reveals she didn't even want to marry Mariano. She's just doing it because of the pressure, the social pressure, that it would be a good union for the family. So, yeah. That's the scene. She just come across Isabella, like, ranting to herself. She picks a fight with her, and then realizes... And then okay, I'm not explaining well. So, Mirabel picks a fight with Isabella, calls her a selfish bitch. Isabella gets mad, announces she didn't want to marry Mariano. She's only doing it because it's good for the family. And then she makes a cactus. And at that point, she stops paying attention to Mirabel at all, because this is a brand new permutation of her powers that she didn't even know she could do, because she's been so repressed and so put in this box of being the pretty princess who makes flowers. She probably didn't even know she could make other plants. So seeing this cactus pop up when her honest feelings come out, as Lavender just said, it stuns her. And she starts getting excited about what else can I do. Like, her song is one of my favorites in the movie.
To hug her. She comes across her sister having a mental breakdown over being forced to marry some guy she doesn't love, over being too perfect. Mirabel doesn't even care until mid-song. It's really insensitive.
It's insensitive. It's sensitive. Yeah, she's insensitive to the girl she calls Senorita Perfecta, you know, very, very sarcastically. Like, yeah, she's insensitive to Isabella because she thinks Isabella has a perfect life and has no problems. She's insensitive to her the entire movie. Why is this? This isn't new behavior. Bring it in, bring it in. Bring it in, bring it in. Yeah.
It's really insensitive. It almost seemed like she wasn't really listening. Mirabel throughout the...
God, that's the joke. Neither one of them are listening to each other. When she starts the song, and as the song progresses, then they start, bonding and paying attention to each other. Yeah, she thought Isabella had a perfect life and was about to marry her hunky boyfriend, and she has no problems, Isabella's verse in We Don't Talk About Bruno is even she was the only one who had a positive vision. Yeah, he told me that the life of my dreams would be promised and someday be mine. She seems to be the perfect girl with the perfect life, and of course, Mirabel is a little annoyed and jealous of that, because this is her big sister who she's compared to, They're sniping each other the entire movie up until this point.
Like she wasn't really listening. Mirabel throughout the story just pesters the heck out of everyone until she gets answers or is straight up told where to go and what to do, instead of figuring stuff out on her own quietly.
Why should she figure it out on her own quietly? That's not even her personality, for one thing. But the thing with Mirabel is, she is a person surrounded by talented people who feels untalented. But the thing is, being able to organize, inspire, help talent is a talent in of itself. She is destined to be the new head of the family. So she's the one who's arranging all of these talented people and helping them, find uses for their gifts. So, yeah, managing the talent is a talent in of itself, That's kind of one of the takeaways I have from this movie.
It's like a wild goose chase of whodunit. It doesn't help that everyone wants to keep secrets from her or doesn't want to talk about what is happening with them.
This whole family doesn't talk about their feelings. That causes the entire conflict. That is the conflict. None of these people talk about their feelings and are trying to keep up the image of being completely in control and, the perfect family that leads this community.
At Juno's Power sent a super chat. Tell me you're an only child without saying you're an only child, Hezu.
Yeah, do you have siblings? Because, their sibling relationship is so normal. It's so normal. Yeah, that's the point. They don't talk about their feelings, and they should. And nobody, Mirabel, the whole movie is Mirabel learning that each and every one of her family members has insecurities just like her. She basically thought she was the odd one out, but everybody's got problems,
At Ed Stevens 5542 sent a super chat. She a small town girl, not Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, right? And she's an excited 15-year-old girl who wants to prove herself to her family. Of course, she's going to be very active.
At Jehudi9910 sent a super chat. Been up for 36 hours and am about to pass out, so I'll leave with this. Thus far I have the sneaking suspicion that this person doesn't know what themes are.
No, and she was focused on all of the wrong things. She's focused on, world building in a movie very, very uninterested in focusing on world building at all.
At Shockseed the Pinecone 6113 sent a super chat. Mirabel is like DJ Khalid.
A manager of talent, yeah. She's the DJ.
Extra Movie sent a super chat. Strong, why is the story happening? Energy.
I know. So Lavender also said they're not as perfect as she thought they were, and that's relatable to many families. Yeah, because Mirabel being the untalented member of the family weirdo, the outcast, the one that doesn't have a special talent and isn't making her family proud in her eyes, she thought she was the only flawed one, and the rest of her family were just, perfect. And as she goes through the movie and interacts with each and every one of them, she discovers that they also have flaws and insecurities, and she discovers ways to help them through that. All she's ever wanted to do is be there for her family and be valuable to her family.
At least at first. The entire movie is we don't talk about Bruno, but it's okay, so you...
Yeah, the family member we don't talk about that everybody gossips about, that, yeah, again, this is LatAm.
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. She's mad that Mirabelle talks to other characters. She's mad that the family has conflicts between each other. What's next? Is she gonna be mad that there's a happy ending in this Disney movie?
I really hope she's not one of those people that says, oh, the family should have just not had their powers anymore forever. Which really misses the point, I feel.
Do want to talk about Bruno. A lot, in fact. Say one thing to another.
Is she an only child with no extended family? Because that would explain a lot. Yeah, thus we'll sing about Bruno, indeed. Like, I was watching the movie earlier, and I was watching a lot of the character acting, too, and it's really funny, where, Felix, she says we don't talk about Bruno. But, like... Oh, damn it, she didn't show the clip here, but, like, he gets in position to dance with her before she's even finished with her sentence, because he knows exactly what she's about to do. She's immediately going to start telling the story. So he just gets ready. It's so funny.
It's like, okay, so you do want to talk about Bruno. A lot, in fact. Say one thing to another. Mirabelle was just really uncreative in her detective work. Most of the movie was spent on music and visuals instead of plot.
Music is the plot in a musical. How many times do I have to scream that on this stream? The songs are the plot. The songs are always the most important parts of the plot. The emotional climaxes, the character development, the big moments are always going to be in the songs because it's a fucking musical! And that's how they work! Can people who don't understand musicals please stop reviewing musicals? And again, this is like a proper musical. It's not like a flim-flam Disney quote-unquote musical that's just a series of pop songs that don't advance the fucking story. It is the story. You know? I wonder how she'd do with something like Evita or something where people like hardly ever stop singing and they like sing-talk at each other. You know?
At Espionata5011 sent a super chat. Matt Brawley, who created Amphibia, just recently had his animated movie saved by a Thai studio after being cancelled by Sony, which is awesome. It was also co-written by Rebecca Sugar, so I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I heard it got saved, so it'll be interesting to see who distributes it. But that movie does seem like it has a very interesting concept. It's about a kid who's like, he has a chronic health condition of some kind, I'm not sure what it is. But, like, the moral of the story is basically going to be, yes, you live with this chronic illness, but it doesn't define you, and it doesn't mean you can't have a full and fulfilling life. And I feel like that's a message we don't get a lot, you know? So, it'd be interesting to see when that finally does come out.
Ed Wogadora sent a super chat. Latino family talking shit about each other? Crazy.
I know. Like, one thing I do appreciate about Encanto is, like, it doesn't hold your hand with the Spanish culture. You either know it or you don't. You know, like, they use Spanish words without telling you explicitly what they mean. You have dos oruguitas, toward the end of the movie, which is entirely in Spanish. And they don't give you subtitles. So I do appreciate that they don't, like, hold your hand if you're a dumb American. This movie is richer if you know a bit about Spanish culture.
At Dana_Blaine sent a super chat. It's not a detective noir.
No, it's not. I mean, she's in the house most of the time in her detective work. I mean...
At Direwolf181 sent a super chat. It's a Fing musical. Of course the music matters.
It's been mostly on music. I also think this is Lin-Manuel Miranda's best work. That's my opinion.
At Super Easy Walker sent a super chat. You should make a video compilation get mad at people not understanding musicals.
Just me screaming, it's a musical! The songs are the plot in a musical! I mean, I say it all the fucking time. It drives me crazy.
In her detective work, most of the movie was spent on music and visuals instead of plot. As for why the house is cracking, Mirabelle says Abuela is at fault since the family will never be good enough for her. Thing is, though, there were only 4 people out of the family that struggled with this. Mirabelle...
No, everybody is struggling with it. They all are too afraid to cross Abuela. We see that time and time again. It's like when Mirabelle first sees the cracks. Abuela quickly distracts the crowd and says, "Oh, there'll be drinks and let's have music," and Luisa immediately picks up the piano and brings it to her father to play, and they're both grinning nervously. The whole family is afraid to cross Abuela, and again, it's that whole thing of, this is an older family member who is head of the family, who has been through horrors nobody here could possibly understand, and you don't want to, like, step on their toes and contradict them, you know? It's a tough thing.
At Jehudi9910 sent a super chat. "We don't talk about him" means he's the black sheep. How is this confusing you? What you mean? Okay, sleepy time. Good night, everybody.
Good night. I mean, I love this movie, but it's not complicated. In fact, how uncomplicated it is why it works, I think, you know? It's just a very lovely story about this family with that's kind of fairy tale-like and not very realistic and just a fun fucking musical, you know? Like, it's definitely one of my favorite musicals.
Mirabel, her sisters, and Bruno. Abuela is only bothering a quarter of the family, not all of them.
I mean, Peppa is like a nervous wreck constantly. Do you think she just has an anxiety disorder? Do you think that's maybe from her overbearing mother?
At least that's how it comes across. Peppa is constantly freaking out, causing thunderstorms, hurricanes, and tornadoes. And Abuela does, like, scold her for it, but Peppa just yells back saying she can't help it. Like, that's...
Yeah, and she's probably been doing that her entire life, and Peppa's like fucking 50 years old now. You know? She's 50 and she's still like this because her mother has been nitpicking her powers her entire life. Abuela starts nitpicking Antonio's powers too, like right after he gets them. Like he has the animals warm up her chair for her, and she's like, that's nice, honey. We'll find a good use for your powers. You know, she's like not impressed immediately.
At Vixen Blossom sent a super chat. "Little miss, only child, had a healthy family dynamic clearly."
Right. But she's just not following the movie. So yeah, Peppa is like constantly a nervous wreck. And there's like one scene where Abuela like shouts across the fucking hallways to her, say, "Peppa, you have a cloud," and she's like, "I am trying, mommy." You know, like this has been her entire life.
She can't help it. Like that's the end of the argument. Like it's really fast. Peppa honestly causes more trouble for the family than Mirabel does. Julietta's husband is constantly screwing up and getting allergic reactions to things.
He's a klutz. Her dad, like, Mirabel's a lot like her dad. Like, she's like the perfect blend of her mom and dad. She, like, has her mom's spirit, she has her dad's kind of dorkishness.
Peppa's husband don't have powers. Why aren't they considered...
His name's Augustine, by the way.
...unspecial burdens like Mirabel? They mentioned that, like, once and don't seem bothered.
Wait, what?
...and don't have powers. Peppa honestly causes more trouble for the family than Mirabel does. Julietta's husband is constantly screwing up and getting allergic reactions to things. He and Peppa's husband don't have powers. Why aren't they considered unspecial burdens like Mirabel?
Because Mirabel was born into the family. The husband's married into the family. They're not expected. Augustine even says here, we don't have powers and never would. Because they're not children of the family madrigal. They married in. So only children born into the family get powers. They fucking explain this. They explain this through dialogue. Like, were you not listening? Like, in the scene she's showing, he specifically says, you know, he's trying to make Mirabel feel... He's expositing in a scene that's him trying to make Mirabel feel better. So he's expositing, but it's well hidden. And he's, like, saying, you know, I know how it is, you know, we married into this family of exceptional people, enough to make you feel unceptional. You know, we do not have powers and never would, you know. He says that all right there. Like, did you rewatch the movie before making this video?
At DireWolf181 sent a super chat. "How did she miss the point? Like I'm so baffled."
I don't know. Like I said, I don't really want to be that mean to her, though, because I think she is trying. And I don't think she's doing this on purpose. I think she's just kind of bad at interpreting media.
At Miss Jasmine305 sent a super chat. "Even if it really was just those four being bothered by Abuela, that still wouldn't make it okay."
Yeah, true. But, I mean, Mirabel's obviously going to have a close relationship with her two older sisters than her cousins, so she interacts with them more, you know? Like, it's just... God. See, a deleted scene had Mirabel and the dad cleaning the house and being outcast. Aww! I want to find that out. And Felix and Peppa's relationship is perfect. Yeah, the short king and the tall lady. Very, very Spanish.
Well, they mentioned that like once and don't seem bothered by it. Camilo and
Yeah, they mention it once because that's all you need to know about how the magic in the family works. They're expositing it to you in a scene where he's trying to cheer up his daughter, because you can use dialogue to exposit, but also do character work and character building and plot progression. That's a good way to write, actually.
At ActionFan19 sent a super chat. Alma would have Antonio do pest control.
By pest control, she means get your animals out of the house, kid.
At Starvolt Nexus 3139 send a super chat. If Hezu is having issues about Encanto for being simple, the Mario movies will give her an aneurysm.
Especially the first
At
one.
the Master Clockwork sent a super chat. Say it all together, kids. Generational trauma.
It is generational trauma, but I think it's also about, like, holding yourself to a high standard for your family and how each and every person thinks they're kind of the only ones struggling with that because they don't talk to the other family members who are also working hard for the family, but in their view, they see them as not having any problems. I think everybody in this family thinks everybody else doesn't have problems and they don't talk, you know?
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. Even then, both men would be expected to father children. If either one had been unable to, I imagine Abuela wouldn't be happy with them.
I don't think she'd, like, kick them out or anything. I don't think Abuela's, like, specifically like, no, we need to breed the next generation. I don't think she'd care that much. But, yeah. I mean, Bruno doesn't have kids. He didn't really have, I mean, he's been living in the walls for 10 years, so it's a lot of people like to headcanon that Bruno's gay, and I'm always joking like he's so in the closet he's in the walls.
seem bothered by it. Camilo and Dolores don't have any problems, though their little brother was initially nervous about becoming a disappointment like Mirabel, but when he gets his powers, everyone is relieved, and Abuela never gives him any grief. Julieta.
She does give him grief, though. Like I said, she does start nitpicking his powers, like, almost immediately. When he has the animals warm up her seat for her, and she kind of goes, yeah, we'll find a good use for your powers. You know, like, she didn't like that. But, of course, he's nervous, because Mirabel was the previous one, and she didn't get a door, so nobody was sure if it would work for Antonio. If it was just Mirabel, or if this no more doors were going to happen. You know, nobody knew. And Mirabel's very close to little Antonio here because he lives in the nursery with her. You know, because she never got a room, she's still in the nursery.
Nervous about becoming a disappointment like Mirabel, but when he gets his powers, everyone is relieved, and Abuela never gives him any grief.
And you're showing the image from the song where Mirabel's left out of the family photo and she's singing her I Want song, you know?
Julieta never stresses about how much cooking she has to do, and Abuela wasn't the only one who was distraught over Bruno's predictions. He was—
I mean, with Huerta and Augustin, it's more they're concerned about their daughter with no gift. They're very protective of Mirabel, you know? So I don't think her mom doesn't like the way Abuela treats her. And at one point, she's just worried about Mirabel getting on Abuela's bad side. She says to her, like, my brother Bruno lost his way in this family. I don't want that for you. So Huerta is, you know, also kind of afraid of her mom, you know, in a way. She also is kind of complicit in the whole family repression, but she's mostly focused on Mirabel. She's very, very protective of her.
About how much cooking she has to do. And Abuela wasn't the only one who was distraught over Bruno's predictions. He was cast out by everyone. So really, the only three affected by Abuela were the sisters. I don't think that
Spanish mothers like to cook, dog! Like Italian and Irish grandmothers and grandmothers. But, so, no, the whole family is repressed emotionally because they want to be able to be as strong in leadership as Abuela and make the family proud, but, like, Abuela's so scared of the potential of everything falling apart that she's just getting really hard on everybody. And the thing you'll notice throughout the movie, too, is the casita and the candle reacts to both Abuela and Mirabel. Mirabel is, like, Abuela's successor, but nobody kind of knows it yet. But the house reacts to both of them, and the candle reacts to both of them, and their emotions, and what they're thinking, if you watch throughout the movie. So, Mirabel is obviously going to be the inheritor of the miracle, but everyone's misinterpreted that and thinks she's just a powerless scrub. It was like, Alma doesn't have powers either, you know? She's the manager of the talent, you know? Like I said, that's kind of how, maybe that's just me thinking as an artist, thinking, you know, in industry terms, but the way I see it is, there's talent in being the manager of talent, you know?
At Lillian Lee Quarries sent a super chat, random tangent, but have you ever seen Star Kids, the guy who didn't like musicals musical?
I haven't seen that one. I've seen the Potter one, of course. I haven't seen that one, though. I do like Star Kids, though. They're very funny. Yeah, Bruno was not cast for everybody. He fled to protect... Yeah, Bruno ended... Like, Bruno, obviously, was kind of an outcast just because everyone blamed him for the things he predicted, even though they're things that were inevitably going to happen. And the people kind of did to themselves, like, oh, he told me I'd get fat, and then I got fat. It's like, well, you could have prevented that. You know? Like, he told me I'd go bald, and then I went bald. It's like, well, that's how time works. So, like, the song makes it clear that the things everyone's blaming him for are kind of ridiculous. Like, the lady with the goldfish. Bruno even mentions it later. He's like, oh, I do prediction of people, and then it's, you killed my goldfish. Like, he's still bitter about it. So, like, yeah, we're supposed to understand that people were blaming Bruno for things that he couldn't really control.
It would be enough to destroy the house of the entire family. The movie should have shown the other family members struggling a little bit, too. They don't each need a song
It does, but okay.
Expressing the same idea about being under pressure. I mean...
That lady's still carrying around that dead goldfish. Like let it go.
Could have gotten some subtlety here. But yeah, first watched, it just seems like everyone having problems was on Julieta's side of the family, so...
Again, we're following Mirabel. So the people she's going to have the closest relationship to are her parents and her two older sisters. Yeah, the Peppa and Felix and their kids are kind of like the B team of the family. Yes. They're a little bit more of the comic relief side of the family, but that's okay, because they're all very enjoyable characters.
At CutieAppleby123 sent a super chat. Pretty sure Bruno wasn't even making predictions in that case, just basic observations.
Yeah, everything he predicted was like a very logical progression from what these people were doing already. It's like, oh, you're not feeding that fish, it's gonna die. It's like, how could he do this? You know? But, like, in the song, it's, like, supposed to be clear that these people are being very over the top and unfair. Like, you're supposed to understand that, you know? Jasmine says, not every family member can get a song. Well, she understands that, yeah, she understands. I mean, they're in the, I almost said chorus, but no, that's not what you call it when the whole collective of a musical comes together. I'm blanking on the word, but, like, they're in the like, the songs with everybody singing. I'm not good at smart words today. Maybe I smoked too much.
Bruno was more known for his bad predictions than his good ones, though truly, his only instance of a good prediction was for Isabella, getting the life she wanted and that her powers will grow. But the entire family held...
And he was right. She makes that little cactus appear and her powers grow, yeah.
Powers will grow. But the entire family...
Ensemble, thank you, Miss Jasmine. That's the word I was looking for.
Hell, the entire town shunned him and made him feel unwanted because his predictions always caused trouble for people or made him think the predictions were his fault. When he predicted Mirabel was the one to cause the family's downfall, he broke the prediction piece, abandoned his tower, and hid himself away, all for the sake of her protection. When he returns, everyone just accepts him back. No questions asked. It felt...
I mean, I'm sure they ask questions later, but you're looking at, like, the fucking resolution of the movie here. And again, it's a musical. It isn't going to have, like, long, focused dialogue scenes.
Really rushed and not genuine, since literally everyone complained about him.
It's not genuine to be happy to see a family member you haven't seen in 10 years who's been missing? Like, if your fucking brother disappeared, if you have one, we think you might be an only child, but if your brother disappeared for 10 years, you wouldn't run up and hug him the second you saw him? Like, I don't think they need to ask questions. They're just like, holy shit, bro! There you are! Like, They haven't seen him in 10 years! Why wouldn't they immediately embrace him? They're family!
It felt really rushed and not genuine, since literally everyone complained about him and made him out to be a bad guy. They haven't—
Yeah, but we saw, like, we're supposed to understand that everyone's kind of full of shit about it, you know? Like, you're supposed to understand it was unfair.
seen him in years, practically kicked him out, and they're like, oh, hug time.
They didn't kick him out. He just left. You said it yourself. He just left one night and nobody knew why. You know, they find out later when they see the vision, but, like, nobody knew why he left, and again, though, my headcanon is everybody besides Mirabel and Abuela know he's been in the house, in the walls, but they all think they're the only one that knows. Like, I believe full-heartedly that Huilta leaves, like, little foods out for him to steal through the wall. Like, she knows he's fucking there, you know? Like, if you go back and watch We Don't Talk About Bruno, during Dolores' part, you can see Bruno skulking around in the background and bopping to the music. It's really funny.
Oh, hug time. Bruno even, like, hastily tries to explain in a rap song, like, you guys all just misinterpreted my visions. And it's like, did that?
It's not rap, it's patter, and it was written that way because John Leguizamo can't sing.
They, though? Did they? And freaking Dolores knew Bruno never left. She's like, I can hear him now, and said, yo, I knew he never left. And Camilo—
Yeah? She says this several times. She references the rats in the wall at one point, and she references, like, I can hear him now, I associate him with the sound of falling sand. She says several times in the movie that she can still hear him. And it's like, and again, it's like, I fucking think, like, a bunch of people knew he was there and just thought they were the only ones that knew. Because it's funny that way.
now and said, yo, I knew he never left. And Camilo is just, yeah, same Camilo, same. What the hell do you mean you knew he was there the whole time?
She can hear everybody in town all at once. She can hear a pin drop a mile away. Did you not pay attention to La Familia Magica? You know?
Tapas found out Mirabel is going to destroy the Madrigal magic and spewed the secret to the entire family immediately.
She is a chimosa. She can't keep a fucking secret to herself. She can't keep juicy gossip to herself. That's like her whole character. That scene is so funny. Like I said, it's like a madcap shenanigan how the thing gets revealed. I'm gonna try to play just a little bit of it. Fuck it. Because it's really funny. So like, it starts with her dad finding her with the thing, right?
Got your party pants on? Cause
She immediately confesses to him what happened because she's just like, she doesn't even try. She tries for a second to hide it, and then she's like, so I went to Bruno's tower, and stuff happened. So her dad is, like, completely horrified by this, and he tells her, look, everything has to go perfect, or Abuela's gonna be super pissed off. I'm gonna put all of these little things in my pockets, and we're gonna not tell a single person about it until the dinner is over, and everything will be fine.
act normal. No one has to know.
Dolores goes, I know.
I know.
Yeah, so, yeah, please, Disney, don't ding us. I'm only playing a few seconds at a time, and of course, right here, Mirabel says she's gonna tell everybody. She's gonna tell everybody. So then, the dinner's very fucking awkward. It starts, because, you know, Isabella isn't into this. She's only doing this for the family. And of course, Dolores is holding in the juicy chisme, and, Mirabel is giving her a death glare from across the table. Like, don't you fucking do it! Don't you do it! And so, they're just staring each other down the whole time. And then, Mirabel gets, something passed in front of her, and as soon as she looks back, Dolores is telling her brother what happened. So now, Camillo knows. And it's like, fuck. And since they're acting weird, Abuela tries to sauce up their guest and distract her. Actually, no, she's pouring more wine for herself, isn't she? Oh, I didn't realize she was holding corn in that image, huh? So then, you know, Felix goes, "Fix your face, Camillo." And these fucking, this fucking side of the family, man. She gets her vision blocked again, and when she looks, Camillo is telling Felix, who spits all over everybody, and Abuela's just like, "What the fuck are you guys doing right now?" And, so she tries to cover up for it again. Nobody knows what's going on. Isabella isn't clued in yet. Of course, Mirabel's dad is trying not to shit himself right now. Like I said, her and her dad, she gets the dorkiness from her dad, it seems. So they're both trying to act normal, and they absolutely can't. And of course, now Peppa knows. The worst person to tell. And she, and then she's telling Mirabel's mom, and Mirabel's like, I don't want to disappoint my mom! And then the cracks start going, and again, the cracks here might be a reaction to Mirabel's emotions, because the Casita and the Miracle react to both Mirabel and Abuela. So, yeah, their faces in this scene are so funny. The animation in this movie is great. Ella says, I love noticing that Camillo shifts into Mirabel and then Bruno because of the chisme about them. Yeah, he tends, like, he seems to shift into people he's thinking about by accident, because there's that other scene where, the wall gets bashed behind Peppa, and he flies backwards and hits the bureau, and he, like, turns into Abuela for a second, and then Mirabel's dad for a second, and, you know. The cracks could be coming from her emotions right now. So they're trying to pretend nothing's wrong. Now, the entire rest of the table, besides Isabella and Abuela, know the secret. So those two are fucking clueless still. Abuela's just like, what the fuck is wrong with all of you? Why are you the way you are? You know? And Mariano's like, he wanted to play the piano first for everybody, because he has a talent too. His mother's like, everyone here is so talented, we want to show his talent too. He's like a mama's boy, it's very cute. And they're like, no, propose first so we can get this over with, and get you out of here before everything goes wrong. And then they're like, Luisa, go get the piano. And Luisa's been upset because her strength has been going in and out, and things are heavy, and her strength is like her only value to her. She's been treated like a workhorse her entire life. She's like the middle child, but she's kind of immature in a few ways. Because, like, when she's talking to Mirabel at one point, she refers to the grown-ups. It's like, girl, you're like 19. So she seems a little stunted. Because she's mostly been treated like, you know, just a workhorse and does nothing but chores all day, you know? So she's upset because she knows she can't pick up the piano easily right now. So she walks off crying. Mirabel's trying to get him to propose right now. Everyone's like, what are you doing? And then she tries to cover a crack in the floor by very casually jumping on top of it. Act normal, everyone! Act normal! And then, from her vantage on the floor, she sees the, what are these animals called again? These little, Amazonian raccoons, whatever they are. We saw them stealing things out of her dad's pockets earlier in the movie, so they're inclined to do this. So they start stealing all the little bits of the vision out of his pockets. And this is where it just gets completely ramped up into just shenanigan territory. There's Luisa struggling with the piano, and she just starts crying. And see, the thing is, too, Antonio has his powers by now. So Antonio is probably telling these little South American meerkats, whatever they are, Quadi? Is it Quadi? It's Quadi, thank you. Quadi. So, and like, there's a toucan that follows Mirabel when she's in Bruno's tower, and some mice run by and head out of the room. And then you have these guys. So I think Antonio's using his animals as like a little spy network. You know, that's why he knows what's going on when she meets up with Bruno. So basically, Antonio's been like a little spy master with his animals, so I think he might have instructed them to do this. You know? So they start putting together. Mirabel, and of course, Isabella's not happy about this engagement. She's like, yay, this is definitely what I want to do, everybody! So, and then everything just goes crazy from there. It's just Looney Tunes shit now.
What is happening?
And Dolores just blurts out that they're all doomed. And then, of course, the tray gets moved over to Abuela. Yeah, and Tonito's Spy Kid. This, again, madcap shenanigans lead to the reveal. This movie is not trying to be realistic, Hezu. Just saying. Just saying. Looks like the copyright bots didn't fly overhead for that one. So hopefully I'll be okay.
At CutieAppleby123 sent a super chat. Hey, if you keep eating candy like that, you're gonna get fat. OMG, how could Bruno do this?
Yeah, how could Bruno do this to me? That's basically what the townspeople are like.
Wolfwin81 sent a super chat. Because they love him, Hezu. They deeply missed him.
So, yeah, not beating the only child allegations, I guess.
At
Yeah.
ActionFan19 sent a super chat. Also, Dolores is Alma's little stool pigeon.
Oh, yeah, like Alma turns to Dolores and says, do we have a date with Mariano? And she just kind of listens. She's like, yep. At this date, he wants 5 babies.
At Miss Jasmine305 sent a super chat. Peppa's side, minus Antonio, is like the shit stirrers in the family, and I love that lmao.
Well, if my theory that Antonio is controlling the animals to do this, and he is also a little shit stirrer. So, takes right after the rest of his side of the family.
Magic and spewed the secret to the entire family immediately. Why didn't
So now that you've seen that in context, you can see how deliberately comedic it is. You know, like...
Why didn't she tell anyone about Bruno to get rid of him if nobody liked him? Or better yet...
What? Why would she do that?
Mirabel could have found out Dolores has been sneaking food and speaking to Bruno through the walls this whole
She hasn't been, though. She's heard him in the walls. I think Huerta is leaving him food, but...
time to keep him company because she secretly still cared about him.
Like, no, I don't think she was interacting with Bruno. I mean, we all joke about her listening to the soap operas, and we're definitely gonna watch those shorts after this. But, like, no, she wasn't interacting with Bruno. She just could hear him in the walls, because she can hear fucking everything in town.
About him. Had Mirabel found him to inquire about her prediction through Dolores instead of following rats? I feel like it would have made Bruno's banishment from the family more complex. Would have...
He wasn't banished, he left of his own accord. He was a scapegoat, and he was, you know, he was treated like the black sheep, but, like, he wasn't banished, he self-banished. But yeah, she follows the rats who bring the... And again, Antonio is probably telling the rats to do this. You know, Antonio's a little secret MVP in this movie, if you pay attention.
complex. Would have given Bruno an attachment to
And look how cute he is.
someone in the family outside of Mirabel and maybe Antonio. Flower Girl and her boyfriend. Isabella was mean. She was allegedly unhappy with her life, so she took it out on Mirabel. The movie tried to be like, oh, she's a golden child with too many expectations, but most of the movie, she's just a complete bitch.
You sound like Mirabel before, like understanding her.
At DinoNuggy22 sent a super chat. All I eat is candy and now I have diabetes. Must be Bruno's fault.
Yeah, imagine Bruno warning people about shit that isn't even a prediction, and they just turn to him and go, how could you do this? It's like, you better put a stopper there or your cart's gonna roll downhill, and then the cart rolls away, and they're like, Bruno, how could you do this?
At Smooth Illustrated sent a super chat. Nice Marine, a funny TikTok of Dolores hearing Bruno's rap novella through the walls. Dolores didn't want to lose her favorite Netflix show.
No, yeah, we're gonna watch those later, because those are fucking hilarious. those were great.
She treats Mirabel like garbage for no reason. Mirabel even does favors for her, like with her boyfriend.
She treats her like garbage because she's her annoying little sister who's jealous of her, for one thing. And again, Isabella, in her own mind, is sacrificing for the family all the time. She doesn't even get to be her own person. She gets to be what Abuela expects her to be. And if you notice, too, Isabella, she most strongly resembles, she most strongly resembles Alma out of all of the grandkids, so that could be another reason why Alma kind of shows a lot of favoritism toward her. Like, this is her chance to vicariously have the life she would have had if it weren't for, the fucking Civil War, you know? Like, so... She might be doing a little vicarious perfect lifing through her granddaughter who looks a lot like her. You know, you could interpret that.
She treats Mirabel like garbage for no reason. Mirabel even does favors for her. Like with her boyfriend, who she allegedly didn't want to marry, Mirabel makes it so she doesn't have to marry that man, and instead of...
That isn't what she's trying to accomplish here. She's trying to hide the cracks, and she's trying to get Mariano to propose as quickly as possible to get them out of the house so people can't see the cracks in the foundation of the family. You know? They're hiding that their family isn't perfect from this potential suitor for Isabella. Like, she's not trying to sabotage it. She sabotages it by accident.
Jessel sent a super chat. Bruno and Snowball should team up for double the blame, but also double the awesome.
There you go.
Being relieved and secretly grateful, she gets mad and demands Mirabel.
That's not what she's grateful about. She's grateful that Mirabel shows to her that she doesn't have to, like, just be the flower girl. That there's other things she can make. There's, like, she can unleash her emotions and stop being repressed, and it makes her so much more creative and happy. It has nothing to do with Mariano.
At Direwolf181 sent a super chat. Siblings being awful to each other. That's never happened before. I'm an only child, and even I know siblings can be cruel but will defend each other.
Yeah, I don't think even these two would have defended each other at this point. But again, you gotta remember too, Isabella is a lot older. She's the firstborn on that side of the family. Mirabel's been compared to her entire life, obviously. You know, so they both have individual pressures. There's a pretty big age gap between them. So, you know, they're probably not gonna get along very well.
Well, she gets mad and demands Mirabel apologize for doing something Isabella wanted?
Well, no, Isabella wanted to marry Mariano for the family. She wanted to sacrifice her own happiness and comfort for the family. And that's why she gets outraged when Mirabel calls her selfish. You know?
Wanted?
Will you marry?
And again, she didn't sabotage the dinner on purpose.
Abuela, please, there's gotta be an explanation.
I hate you! Apologize for ruining my life.
Yeah, because she was doing everything perfect. She's Senorita Perfecta, right? She has to be the perfect flower girl, the perfect golden child. She's going to have the perfect wedding to the perfect man and have perfect children. And that's the life plan that's been set out for her by Abuela. And she's following it because she thinks that's the best thing to do for the family. You know? And and she needs to be able to stretch her wings and be her own person. And that's what Mirabel gives her. You know? I don't know how you don't get this. I might try to play a little bit of her song, too, because it's really good.
Apologize for ruining my life. Literally, the only thing you have ever done for me is mess things up.
Nothing is messed up. You can still marry that big dumb hunk.
I never wanted to marry him. I was doing it for the family.
But, like, and then you get cut right before the fucking cactus pops up, which is the most important part of that scene. So, like, she never would have confessed that if Mirabel didn't start a fight with her. Actually, now I think about it, when they're looking at the prediction, at first Bruno says you're fighting the person, and she's like, am I fighting or hugging? Well, you started a fight which led to the hug. I guess that's... yeah. Do we have the conversation beforehand, I wonder, in this? No, we don't. Well, we saw the part where she's like, I did it for the family, and then a cactus pops up, right? And she's so struck by this, she just starts ignoring Mirabel. So she's like, I just made something, you know, something beautiful, something different, something new.
I just made something unexpected.
Oh, unexpected. There you go.
Something sharp.
something new. And she's just out there like saying, oh, we just had a big argument, we should hug, because hugging is what's gonna fix this, right? And Isabella, yeah, she isn't fucking listening to her at all. She's just like, look what I just did. Perfect, but it's beautiful, and it's mine. What else can I do? Anyway, I'll sing over it just in case, but yeah, so the whole thing is they're not listening to each other at the beginning of the song at all. Isabella is ignoring her because she's excited about this cactus she just made that she didn't even know she could do. And then Mirabelle's still trying to give her a hug to try to fulfill the vision. So neither one of them are fucking listening to each other. That's kind of the whole point right here. So, yeah, so she starts singing about her life and how she's been expected to be perfect and only have this one image, but then she starts thinking about what else can I do, yes. Didn't have to be perfect, just needed to be, and they'd let me be. So yeah, so she goes to this whole thing about how, you know, she's discovering all these new things she can do. And that's when, like, Mirabelle starts saying, like, I never knew this about you. It's amazing to see you blooming like this, you know. It's their whole character progression with each other happens in the course of the song.
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. Everything was on track to make Abuela happy and Issa thinks Mirabelle ruined it. OFC, she's mad at first.
Yeah.
Issa sees it as all her hard work being for nothing.
Exactly.
At Action Fan 19 sent a super chat. Fun fact, Issa is played by Crazy Jane from the live-action Doom Patrol series.
Really? Well, damn, she got a good singing voice. And won't let the copyright bots get me. We'll go back to the song when she says something else stupid about it. Yeah, and then that's when the fucking cactus pops up, because Isabella said her real feelings for the first time.
Super chat. Sai is now a Disney adult.
I am not. I hate Disney. I think Disney has nothing to do with why this movie was good, and they haven't promoted it at all afterward. I mean, you could have put this on Broadway, for fuck's sake. So, like, yeah, but see, the thing is, Isabella was holding all of this inside. She is living this facade to make Abuela happy and to, you know, fulfill what she thinks the family needs. So she expressed her own desire for, like, the first time in her life, and it made a cactus. And that changes her entire mindset, you know? You're dumb. Sorry, Hezu,
Girl,
you're
your
dumb.
brain is backwards. Also,
Your brain is backwards!
this whole boyfriend/fiancé situation eludes me to no end, by the way.
Why?
Was this her boyfriend? Was this an arranged?
Her betrothed. It is arranged, basically. I mean, again, this is the 1950s in Colombia. Like, marriages of, like, bringing two powerful families together were still pretty common, you know?
At Direwolf181 sent a super chat. You can argue Issa was jealous of Mirabelle as well.
True, because Mirabelle doesn't have any pressure, she doesn't have any expectations, she can just do whatever she wants, and that probably did drive Isabel a little crazy deep down. You know, so... Like, and Mariano's just a lovesick fool, he's just a himbo. You know, he's not a very complicated man. He just wants to get married to a pretty girl and have a nice normal life. He's just... Yeah, and what was Dolores's part in We Don't Talk About Bruno? He told me that the man of my dreams would be just out of reach, betrothed to another. You know, like, hello? They say this, again, you're probably one of these people who have trouble with musicals and don't realize you have to listen to the lyrics, because the music is the plot. Because you said, you defined music as separate from plot in this musical, which is just wrong. But again, yeah, it's a gated community, so they matchmaking. True, it is a very small community as well. So they're like, oh, this man would be perfect for the eldest Madrigal daughter, and we can pair them up, and they can have children, and the bloodline will continue. Like, that's all there is to it, you know? I mean, and again, he's not like a bad guy or anything. He's just a love-struck himbo, you know?
At Sawesomeness sent a super chat. My favorite Disney movie is Drawn.
Nice. He's a simple man. He's a puppy. He's a golden retriever of a man. You know?
By the way, was this her boyfriend? Was this an arranged marriage? Did they not know each other? I'm so confused.
Well, everybody in town knows each other by name because it's a town of like 200 people, you know?
Dolores says he wants to have 5 kids with her and flowers sprout in her hair with surprise, and what I assume to be excitement, but I guess could be reinterpreted as...
Does that look like excitement to you? She looks stunned. Like, oh shit, what am I getting myself into?
her hair with surprise, and what I assume to be excitement, but I guess could be reinterpreted as commitment fears. And then, I mean, I guess when she's proposed to, she cringes.
I mean, she's probably also never been with anybody before, you know? Just the fact that, oh, we're gonna get married and have babies is kind of a big step for a lot of people.
But, like, Camilo calls this guy her boyfriend, insinuating
yeah, teasingly. Look, he's... One thing... Camilo is always, like, being a sarcastic little shit.
Camilo...
Yeah, Isabella, your boyfriend's here, and he does it teasingly. He's, like, sarcastically calling him her boyfriend. Like, look at him! Look at him! Look at him! Look at the pose he takes! He's being a little shit! He's just like, he's your boyfriend! I think he actually does that to her earlier.
At CutieAppleby123 sent a super chat. Hezu, you can do something called watching the movie. Have you not done that? You watch movies and information is revealed.
Really? I don't think she's aromantic. I think it's just that Isabella has never had any control over her own life and is just doing what is expected of her. You know, so she's expected to be the perfect eldest daughter, to be beautiful and make flowers, and she's going to get married to the perfect man and have a bunch of perfect babies. You know, she hasn't really thought about her own life path herself up until now. So to her, she's doing her part for the family by going along with what is expected of her. You know, she hasn't really thought about it beyond that until she has an argument with Mirabel and makes a cactus, and again, that, like, changes her entire brain chemistry. You know? It's like...
this guy her boyfriend, insinuating she was dating him prior? Unless Camilo was...
Again, this takes place in the 1950s, and Camillo's a little brat.
Just teasing her? And
yes! You just showed the other scene where he, right, exactly what it said. He turns into Mariano and goes mwah at her like a little shit, and then she throws flowers at him.
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. At the end of We Don't Talk About Bruno, when the characters all sing around Mirabel, you can hear Issa sing I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine with a panicked look as she dances.
And Luisa is similarly looking very downtrodden during the end of that song, just kind of with her head down, swinging her arms, looking defeated, you know, so, yeah, because the end of We Don't Talk About Bruno is supposed to be like the chaos of them setting up the dinner, which ultimately becomes very chaotic, you know, so... Yeah, forget siblings. I don't think Hezu has even had cousins. Yes, I grew up with cousins my own age. I grew up with a lot of cousins younger than me, so again, I can kind of relate to this. You know, us Irish have big families too, you know?
Teasing her? And Isabella tells Mirabel to keep her mouth shut at the table so she doesn't ruin it for them.
Yes, because again, she's following all the expectations laid out for her. This is the life plan Abuela basically has for her. Because Isabella would probably be the firstborn of the grandchildren? Not just her side of the family. I can't remember if Dolores is the same age as her. But I believe Isabella is the first of the grandchildren as well, which puts a lot of pressure on her, you know?
At DireWolf181 sent a super chat. Is she dumb? Honest question? Even my at self could understand it. Wasn't excited? And yes, they are basically siblings. Has Fing with her. Duh.
Yeah, well, I'm not really Irish. I'm like third, fourth generation American Irish, but yeah. I do a terrible Irish accent. But, yeah, I think Isabella is the oldest. I think maybe Dolores is maybe like 19 or 20, and Isabella's like, she's like 20 or 21, I think. Okay, so yeah, so she was the first grandkid. So that would definitely, especially in a Latino family, put a lot of pressure on her, you know? Again, if you know something about Spanish and Latino culture, this movie is a little bit more rich, you know, but Hezu just is focused on all of the wrong things. So this is why I've, like, been hesitating reacting to Hezu, because, like I said, she's not malicious, she doesn't have some kind of culture war agenda, she's just kind of bad at this. And I don't want to be too mean, so I figured I would start with something I'm not going to get that mad about, but dear God, I don't even know how she reaches some of these conclusions. It's very confusing.
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. Most of the stuff she's complaining about is explained verbally in the movie.
I know!
Girl.
I just rewatched it before stream, and now I'm wondering if she rewatched it before making this fucking video, or if she was just going by her memory from watching it weeks earlier, which is... yeah.
It's really weird because later it's revealed she actually doesn't want to marry him. Was this an arranged marriage? That wasn't clear. If you didn't want to marry...
They make it so clear with all of her reactions, and, like, are you, like, face blind or something? You couldn't tell, like, her reaction wasn't, like, happy excitement? It was, like, agitation and terror?
marry this guy, then why didn't you let
She might need her glasses prescription checked.
Mirabelle ruin it for you? She literally says, I hate you. After Mirabelle...
Because his dinner was supposed to go perfectly, because she's the perfect... I've explained it already, never mind.
A proposal. A proposal she didn't want. Like, what a bitch.
But nobody knew that, Hezu. Nobody in the family knew that. She was keeping that to herself. Like, we see... At one point, we see her and Abuela walking through the house, like, hand in hand. And Abuela's like, this marriage will be so perfect. And Isabella's like, yes, yes, so perfect. Like, she has all this pressure from Abuela. And like I said, Isabella is the granddaughter that resembles Alma the most. So Alma might be kind of living through her a little vicariously. Because Alma didn't get to have her fairy tale happy ending with her husband. He got fucking killed in La Valencia. You know?
Things get even weirder when the marriage is called off. Mirabelle and her sister instead hook this guy up with their cousin Dolores, who goes up to him.
Dolores has been in love with him the entire time. Again, her verse from We Don't Talk About Bruno. He told me that the man of my dreams would be just out of reach, betrothed to another. She sings that as she's watching Mariano approach the house with his mom. It's pretty clear he's who she has a crush on. And their whole... I love this little beat. I love this little beat when she moves in on him, you know?
Things get even weirder when the marriage is called off. Mirabelle and her sister instead hook this guy up with their cousin Dolores, who goes up to him and like, I forget exactly what she says, but to me, it sounded like, hey, I hear you when you sleep and every time you use the toilet, which the guy considers to be romantic, and at that point I just checked out of the movie. If this guy...
Yeah, because, again, he's kind of a dumb himbo, so let's just find that part. And maybe the copyright bots aren't going to come for me because Disney doesn't care about this movie. Let's just find that part with Dolores and Mariano because it's really fucking funny and I love it. He's just like, again, I just have so much love inside. He doesn't care who he marries. He just wants to get married. He is a very simple man. You know?
Hey, Mariano, why so blue?
I just have so much love inside.
See, again, this guy is just... He just wants to get married. That's all he cares about. And she's like, hey, you know, I have this cousin.
No, I've got this cousin, too. Have you met Dolores? Okay, I'll take it from here. Goodbye. You talk so loud,
take every mother and you make her proud. You write your own poetry every night when you go to sleep, and I'm seizing this moment so you wake up and notice me.
I see you.
And I hear you.
Yeah, it's like a quick little resolution, but it's really cute, you know?
At CutieAppleby123 sent a super chat. This movie is not subtle in the slightest. I don't see how Hezu got this wrong.
It's not subtle and it's not very complicated. I mean, a lot of musicals, plot-wise, are not very complicated. They don't have to be, you know?
At some type of joy sent a super chat. PPL want complex female characters, then say that.
I want complex female characters. Ugh, Isabella's a bitch.
At Sawesomeness sent a super chat. This and Sweeney Todd are the same. Family drama.
That's an interesting take. You know, Encanto's kind of like Sweetie Todd, if you think about
At
it.
Gargarock Bob sent a super chat. I remember Jello Apocalypse saying that he hated the ending because Mirabella forgave Abuela and didn't stay mad at her.
Yeah, we all know what Jello Apocalypse says shouldn't matter to anybody.
At the Master Clockwork sent a super chat. Gotta bail. Latina Ara attacks.
Ara. How do you even do that with a Latino accent? Ara. Ara la 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 la. I don't know.
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. Fun fact, Mariano is voiced by the same artist that sings Dos Oruguitas.
I didn't know that. He has a very lovely voice.
I was the man of Dolores' dreams engaged to another. She didn't seem...
Yeah, again, she was talking about Mariano. The camera literally goes to Mariano from her singing "The Man of My Dreams is betrothed to another." So, like, yeah. You were supposed to put it together that that's who she has a crush on. It's not that hard. Oh my god.
Every time you use the...
Yes, we can react to Hezu more. Like I said, I was just kind of afraid to be a little too mean, but I might do her during Wednesdays, though, because I usually, when I'm doing media reacts, usually art streams. Excuse me, but...
At Ed Stevens 5542 sent a super chat. He just wants to live the Disney princess dream.
Yeah, move over, Cusco. Mariano is my new favorite Disney princess.
toilet, which the guy considers to be romantic, and at that point I just checked out of the movie. If this guy was the man...
He thinks everything is romantic. He's just a love-struck little dumb puppy of a man.
...of Dolores' dreams engaged to another, she didn't seem sad or jealous of Isabella at all. There was literally only...
She didn't seem sad or jealous, she says, as...
...of Isabella
she plays footage of Dolores making this cunty face at her right after telling her Mariano wants 5 babies. Yeah, she's definitely not jealous at all. She might have made that part up just to fuck with her. You know? But I won't have a lot of good things to say about Wendell Wild either. It had so much potential, but the writing is just a car crash.
There was literally only one indication at the very beginning where she looks out at him from a...
Yeah, again, she fucking is looking right at him when she says the man of her dreams. Again, you were supposed to be able to put this together.
...far and sings about what Bruno told her. But otherwise, the rest of the movie, she doesn't indicate anything. Also...
She's not a major character in the movie, though. Dolores is a side character. I like her a lot, but she's a side character.
So off topic and an over-analyzing nitpick.
Ella says Dolores was being a little shit saying Mariano wants 5 babies. I'm convinced about it. That's my headcanon too. Like, the rest of her side of the family, Team Yellow over there, are a bunch of shit stirrers. Why wouldn't Dolores be one as well? She's already like a fucking chimosa. You know?
Don't get me wrong. I love Mirabelle's design with glasses, but...
She's like, I like that she's a dorky girl like me.
If her mom is a walking cure, shouldn't Mirabelle's vision be fixed by her mom's cooking?
Her mom can cure injuries. I don't know about astigmatism. You know, like, I think they have to be injuries done to the body, not things you're born with that she can fix. Why can't I just eat an arepa and have my autism cured? Like... A chimosa is somebody who likes to spread gossip. Gossip is called chisme in Spanish. A Spanish friend of mine got me saying I'm a filthy little chimosa, and I can't stop saying it. I just picked that up from her. Like, yeah, her mom can cure injuries and allergic reactions. And that's, we only see her cure injuries, so it has to be things that are done, you know? Yeah, she has to cook with the intention to heal. I think she does. It's like she uses herbs and stuff that she seems to imbue her food with to heal people, but we see her fixing, like, injuries, like a guy with a broken thumb and shit. You know, so it doesn't seem like she can do, like, cancer or something, you know? Like, come on now. Give me a hot tamale to cure my astigmatism.
Like, that's considered a disability. Can you...
Evie says, there's a difference between fixing an injury and magical eugenics. Yes, I would say so.
Considered a disability. Can Julieta not fix illnesses people were born with? Can she only...
I would imagine not. Again, it seems to be mostly, like, broken limbs, allergic reactions, cuts and bruises. It's like, she can't, like, do a ton of... she can't do something crazy, you know? So... allergies are human error of the immune system. I mean, I'm pretty sure most people would, you know, get swollen up if they were stung by, like, 50 bees. It doesn't matter if you're allergic to bees or not. If you're stung by, like, 50 bees, you are going to swell. You know? It's like, what food can you give me to cure my cervical cancer? You know, like, what do you mean? And again, she's focusing on all the wrong things. She's focusing on, like, power scaling and world building and lore, it's not what this movie is about. It's very fairy tale-like.
only reverse physical damage within a certain amount of time? What about mental illnesses? Can she heal those? Can she cure cancer? Can she
cure mental? Hey! Could you whip up some chili con carne for my schizophrenia? Like, what do you mean?
make a vaccine?
Like, this is not what you're supposed to be thinking about. Like, like, if this was a theorizer video, if this was like a fucking theorizer video where the point was to come up with over-the-top theories that are complete nonsense, that would be one thing. But, like, why are you even asking these questions? It doesn't matter.
Against COVID, can she revive people from the dead? I know this isn't important to the movie.
Why would how do you feed a dead person? Like, like, what do you mean? You shove a burrito in a dead person's mouth and they can come back to life with your magic food?
But I need to
Hey, Billy Bacon is here with the healing bacon, everybody!
know these things, okay? The curiosity is...
Give me some empanadas for my internet brain rot, yeah. Could you cure my smoking addiction? Could you cure my smoking addiction with some taquitos or something? Yeah.
At CutieAppleby123 sent a super chat. I just checked out after that. That's literally the last song of the movie, girl.
Yeah, right. It's like 5 minutes from the end of the movie.
At123 sent a super chat. Julieta is basically a magic doctor. This is like asking if a doctor can cure cancer.
Yeah, right? Yeah, it seems like the extent of her powers are like broken limbs, you know?
At Gargarock Bob sent a super chat. Julieta powers is based in the typical mom's cooking can make you feel better.
Aww.
Is not that deep.
It is a cute angle. Yeah, that is a cute angle.
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. This really is just Mr. Inter complaining about turning red, not acknowledging 9/11 for an entire video, huh?
I know, and like I said, I think she's actually trying. I don't think she's trying to be like smug, I'm smarter than you, and I noticed this and you did. I don't think she has an agenda, I don't think she's malicious, I think she's just kinda shit at this. That's all I'm talking about, alright? I'm trying to be, like, I don't even hate her or anything, it's just like, how did you arrive at these conclusions? I'm mystified more than anything.
At DireWolf181 sent a super chat. They explain Julieta could heal eyesight but doesn't believe it needs to be so because Mirabelle is happy and she reacts her boundaries. Same with August.
I don't know if that was like, that's probably not said in the movie, but like an interview or something I could see somebody
At
saying that.
Dana_Brain sent a super chat. She once heard magic rules in a loose magic movie.
Yeah, I know. It's very soft magic, you know? It's extremely soft magic. The magic is hardly even the point of the movie, you know?
At ActionFan19 sent a super chat. I have a headcanon that the caseta and by proxy the family abilities are gifts from the gods of that area of South America.
Well, actually, my headcanon with the casita is I think it has the spirit of the grandfather, and that's why it's animated and seems to react like a person. So I headcanon that the casita is the grandpa, or his spirit, you know? So that's just this is my excuse to just talk about the movie and my little headcanons of it. So
Killing me here. What is Julieta's OP meter? She's the most valuable person in town.
why are you power scaling Encanto? This is such a common problem with, like, media analyzers on fucking YouTube.
A walking one-woman hospital, and yet she's a side character? It's criminal. Abuela and the
You wanted the movie to be about a 50-year-old woman and not the plucky 15-year-old protagonist in this children's movie? I mean...
At DireWolf181 sent a super chat. Not in the movies, no, but in other materials.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'd also accept that she just can't cure things like astigmatism and shit, you know? Like... It just doesn't make any sense. It makes sense to me that if it's an injury from outside the body onto the body that she can heal. That makes more sense to me. Yeah, it's a family movie. You know, why are we power scaling Disney?
111 sent a super chat, trying to apply hard logic to a soft magic system. Girl Plaza, stop.
I know. She just has all of the wrong focus. So let's see what she's gonna say about Abuela Alma. Let's see how she talks about Abuela Alma's trauma and how that makes her behave.
A candle. I've seen a lot of people talk trash about Abuela and how abusive she is, but frankly, I don't see that. She has high expectations and demands a lot of the family, but she's never actually kicked anyone out. Bruno...
But you tried to say they banished Bruno earlier, and now you know that he left on his own? Really?
...out. Bruno left of his own accord from being...
And then earlier in this video, you're saying he was banished, and then they hug him like it's no big deal. So, like Lily Orchard, like Anthony Gramoglia, you need to edit your scripts. You need to edit your scripts better, okay?
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. Where is her whimsy? Crying
Great.
face emoji.
I mean, this always is so... And hey, thank you for the 20 gifted subs, Friendly Russet. And if you did get hit by the gifted sub fairy today, you can go to Discord, you can go to Connections, you can connect your Discord and your YouTube account together, and it should dump you in my Discord if you so choose to be in there. Otherwise, you just get a bunch of neat emotes and stuff, and some members-only stuff that's just kind of things that I made for streams. Uh-oh.
I
There it
turned
goes.
0W Gawisha sent a super chat. YouTuber reviewing a movie? Yeah, I can power scale you.
I don't know why people do this. And again, this also fascinates me that people who do scripted content lose track of their points within their scripted content. As a live streamer, that really confuses me. Because when I'm, like, cobbling together my streams into a pseudo video essay, I'm usually pretty consistent in what I'm talking about. Even if I have to rearrange things a bit.
At CutieAppleby123 sent a super chat. Wait, did she not proofread her
I
script?
don't know. Did she not realize this when reading it out loud? I mean, like... I don't know, because like earlier you're like, oh, he was banished, and then they hug him like it's no big deal. They're actually happy to see their brother they haven't seen in 10 years, and now you're like, now you know he left on his own. So the point I was gonna make before she like melted my brain with that was that Alma also puts very high expectations on herself. She's the leader of this entire community. Everybody looks up to her for their safety and, you know, the town thriving, and her verse in the opening song, La Familia Magical, is talking about how we need to work hard to keep the miracle burning, you know, and we are, you know, all these people are relying on us, you know?
At ActionFan19 sent a super chat. High expectations are a form of abuse. Why do you think we have so many stories about brainiacs in school having crash outs?
As I'm saying, she also has very high expectations for herself, so she probably doesn't realize what she's doing to the others, you know, when she acts that way.
I've seen a lot of people talk trash about Abuela and how abusive she is, but frankly, I don't see that. She has high expectations and demands a lot of the family, but she's never actually kicked anyone out. Bruno left of his own accord from being shunned. I mean, she would absolutely be labeled abusive if she physically tossed Bruno to the curb, but she didn't. She was just disappointed in him. Abuela acts on her fear of losing her
Yeah, because, like, his fucking 6-year-old mother was gonna physically throw him out of the house, I mean...
She didn't. She was just disappointed in him. Abuela acts on her fear of losing her family and home. Mirabelle was a symbol of the magic dying, a symbol of her fear. She was in denial, but she also apologizes to Mirabelle. She just kept pushing Mirabelle away, but she never kicked Mirabelle out.
I think in a way, too, Alma sees Mirabelle as her own failure. Like, the reason Mirabelle didn't get a gift is some failure on Alma's part, but I think she kind of externalizes that by sort of, like, you know, nitpicking at Mirabelle, unfortunately. You know, but I think deep down she feels like she failed in some way, but she sort of takes it out on Mirabelle, you know?
Anyway, Isabella is worse. If you want an abuela that is
Wait a minute. So what are you showing the dialogue here? Abuela, the best way for some of us to help is to step aside, let the rest of the family do what they do best. Okay, she says that to Mirabelle, when Mirabelle is trying very hard to include herself, and Abuela's just kind of annoyed at her. And Isabella says, if you didn't try so hard, you wouldn't be in the way. I want not a sound out of you. Apologize for ruining my life. Because there's like 4 different lines from different places in the movie she just put together. But yeah, Mirabelle does try too hard. She does try too hard to prove her worth to the family. That's part of the conflict.
If you want an abuela that is
As I mentioned earlier, I don't really like Coco. Sorry, you can scream at me all you want.
Look at the Coco grandma. Miguel's grandma is a hard-headed, arrogant woman who physically assaults people and smashes her grandson's most prized guitar
This is the movie that wasn't written and acted by Latinos, so...
all over an ancient...
Well, probably acted, but this one was written by, like, white American guys.
Prize guitar all over an ancient family feud.
Like, oh, they're happy poverty, they're happy crushing poverty and his child slavery, and in their afterlife, because they're Mexican, you see. Their afterlife has border crossings because they're Mexican, you see. I don't like Coco. Also, all the shit talking about Frida Kahlo, just acting like she's like a arrogant artist who just painted herself because she's a narcissist. Like, fuck you.
That really shouldn't have affected her. Her mother Coco loved music. Music was the only thing that really brought back memories for her, made her more alive. And her own daughter kept
But Kari, she's comparing the Mexican movie to the Colombian movie. What's the difference?
it from her all these years, probably because of her grandma's propaganda about her father, when in reality he was murdered. That, abuela, is abusive. Abuela really just brushes her family off, tells me-
Abuela Alma is abusive, but, like, the thing about it is when people say someone's abusive or an abuser, they seem to think, like, that means that they're, like a movie villain. Like, they're, bwahaha, I am going to beat this person because I'm evil. That's not really how abuse works in real life. People can be abusive without realizing it. You're an abuser when it's chronic, but anybody can be abusive. You know, so to act like, well, I can't be abusive because I'm not an abuser. I'm not an evil man and a wife beater hitting people with, like, whiskey bottles, so I can't be abusive. And it's like, no, yes, you can. That's not the only, you know, thing that means. I think people go to too far of an extreme with that. It's like when, it's like you can be racist sometimes without being a racist, you know what I mean? Or you could be, or sometimes you might just be insensitive to some other group or cause or whatever without, like, being someone who hates those people. You know, there are levels to this, you know?
At Vixen Blossom sent a super chat. All together now chat, crushing expectations and emotional neglect is abuse.
I mean, this whole family is emotionally constipated. That's what leads to all the problems, you know? Basically. And yeah, none of them knew Hector was murdered in fucking Coco. I mean, I've only watched it once, and watched that. I'll show you guys that video again at the end if you want to see why problems with that movie are articulated smarter than I can. But
Mirabelle to stay out of the way, and then holds them to high standards. I mean, she isn't intentionally malicious, nor does she outright call Mirabelle useless. She just thinks Mirabelle...
She kind of implies it, though. Like, she does get kind of bitchy at her sometimes. But yeah, Abuela is mostly working out of her own stress and fear, and not realizing how much she's pushed everyone away and made them kind of repress themselves to please her. Because, again, they don't talk about their feelings, they don't approach her with their concerns, they're all too afraid to upset her, So she doesn't know the depth of how much she's got everyone in the family terrorized, you know?
Is reckless, which leads to her thinking Mirabel...
Yeah, abuse isn't always intentional. Doesn't make it not abuse. You know, we can say she's abusive without having to say she's a terrible person. This is human nature.
Is a bad influence and a burden on the family with everything she has ruined in Abuela's eyes. I mean, Isabella and the townsfolk are the ones who call Mirabel unspecial. Like, it's not just Abuela here.
Well, for God's sakes, that's a fucking gag. That's a fucking gag, like, clearly in a lampshading manner, explaining Mirabel's predicament. Can we find just that one scene, I hope? Because it is kind of funny. Encanto, not special. Come on. Yes! Oh my god. Thank you. So, like, at the end of La Familia Madrigal, the opening song where she sings about her family and all their powers, and the kids are asking him what... They end the song with the kids asking her, what's your gift? What's your gift, though, Mirabel? What's your gift? And she won't tell them. And, of course, Miss Chimosa tells them immediately.
Oh, Mirabel didn't get one.
Chimosa. Anyway, so... And then this other guy walks up and basically... Like I said, this is obviously supposed to be funny, and this is obviously supposed to be deliberate lamp shading and exposition.
Delivery! I gave you the special since you're the only Madrigal kid with no gift. I call it the not special since, you have no gift.
Thanks.
She's like, yeah, okay, thank you. Thank you for humiliating me in front of all of these small children, sir, yeah.
Oh, and Del Antonio, good luck. Last gift ceremony was a bummer. Last one being yours, that did not work.
If I was you, I'll be really sad.
Well, my little friend, I am not. Because the truth is, gift or no gift, I am just as special as the rest of my family.
They're all like, press X to doubt, you know? So, yeah, that whole dialogue is purposely comedically expository. You know, it's a joke. It's a joking way to quickly get that information across to the audience, and it's wearing it on its sleeve. It knows exactly what it's doing and knows the audience knows exactly what it's doing, and that's why it's funny. You know? Like, he's trying to be helpful. But he's just like saying all of her insecurities at her. You know, it's funny.
Folk are the ones who call Mirabel unspecial. Like, it's not just Abuela here. And in the end, Alma, she comes to terms with her fears and, like, she realizes she's pushing her only living family away, and she works with them to fix the problem. Like, this is the best ending here. That being said, though, I find it really ironic—
Oh my god, the unicorns! Thank you, everybody, thank you. I guess we needed unicorns right now. Let's hear that point again without the fucking weeing, farting unicorns.
Like, it's not just Abuela here. And in the end, Alma, she comes to terms with her fears and, like, she realizes she's pushing her only living family away, and she works with them to fix the problem. Like, this is the best ending here. That being said, though, I find it really ironic that Abuela was disappointed in Mirabel for not having any powers. Because if you think about it, Abuela herself doesn't have any powers.
Wow, it's almost like she's kind of hypocritical on that one. It's supposed to be. Yes, yes.
Wikipedia says Alma Abuela's power is to take care of the candle that holds their miracle. But all she does is hold it. The candle is immortal by itself.
Yeah, she holds it all the time and keeps it to herself and keeps it in her grip, and she's holding on too tight, and that's hurting the family. Like, she, like, sings that in the last song. She literally says, I'm sorry I held on too tight. She's holding on tight to the candle so it doesn't burn out, but that's what's gonna make it burn out, you know? That, like, the symbolism is so fucking obvious.
Itself, the house can function on its own, make doors on its own, and reject people on its own. If Abuela is the one who grants them—
It didn't reject her, though. The casita reacts to Mirabel as much as it reacts to Alma. They both can give it orders, they can both tell it to do things, and it reacts to them. She is obviously going to be Alma's successor, so it didn't reject her. Like, the whole house is her door. That, you know, That's how the movie ends. The entire house is Mirabel's door, you know?
The one who grants a madrigal the opportunity to get a power, can she not do that with the Marians? The husbands are powerless too, but they're never given any crap.
So, like, are you showing how they, at one point, the husbands were gonna be able to have powers? Because that looks like Felix. But, okay.
She never offered them a gift? Or can you only get a gift when you've reached a certain age?
You only get a gift when you turn 5 and you were born into the family. That's pretty obvious, because Antonio's ceremony is when he turns 5. So yeah, when they turn 5, they get a gift, and when you turn 5 is when you move out of the nursery into your own room in Latin culture as well. So that's, yeah, and the obvious allegory there is Mirabel not having an obvious talent, still living in the nursery with no room of her own. She's seen as kind of stunted and behind everybody else. You know, like, she isn't reaching life milestones at the times people expect her to. So you could also see that as kind of an allegory for neurodivergence, which a lot of people do. You know? I don't think it's entirely deliberate, but I think you can have that reading of the movie.
Do they have to have madrigal blood in them to get a gift? Like, what are the rules?
Yes! Yes, they have to be descended from Alma, yes! She is the originator of the miracle.
Rules here. Either way, she has literally no right to complain about a family member who doesn't have a gift. She's in the same boat as far as I'm concerned.
The whole thing with Mirabel seemingly not getting a gift, which again she kind of did because the whole house is her door, and she is the successor of the miracle. For Abuela, she didn't understand what happened. So to her, it seemed like the miracle is dying out, and there will be no more powers and doors. So it terrified her, and for 10 years she didn't know whether the miracle would still work. It wasn't until Antonio's ceremony, and Antonio seems to be like a little whoopsie baby, because he's much, much younger than his siblings, and Peppa's kind of up there in age. You know, she must have had him when she was like 45, so he was probably a little bit of a whoopsie baby, but, so for 10 fucking years, she had no idea what was going on with the miracle, until she had relief that Antonio's worked, you know? So it was very unclear what was going on with it. So of course, 10 years of fear and stress and worry that everything was going to fall apart and she was going to lose her home all over again, that she built herself with these people that, you know, all fled the Civil War. Like, that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. So to her, Mirabel is like a reflection of her own failures, and that's kind of why she kind of takes it out on her. I don't think she means to, but you know, she does get kind of bitchy here and there, you know, like gets a little jabs in.
111 sent a super chat. Many people still love people who abuse them. Relationships are complicated.
And again, you can be abusive without being an abuser. You know, to act like you can only be abusive if you're an abuser is a very dangerous mindset, because then you'll just go, well, I can't be abusing somebody, I'm not an abuser. And it's like, well, you can still be abusive toward people, though, yes.
Concerned. Mirabel could have been the new candle caretaker after you passed.
She is! She is! This Abuela didn't understand that. Nobody understood that. Even Mirabel didn't understand that. But again, if you follow it through the movie, the candle and the house both react to Mirabel and Alma's mental states. You know, they're both connected to it.
It's a way to keep the miracle alive. Ever thought of that? Clearly not. Also, shout out to Bruno and Camilo for being the best characters of the movie. I love me.
What? Why? You love you what?
Milo for being the best characters of the movie. I love me some Poncho Boys. Also, these three
you just like that they wear ponchos. Okay, I
children
see.
Scare me.
Who's all the amazing magic girls? Remember all the
I mean, yes, being terrorized by 3-year-olds is pretty scary, especially ones that just ask a lot of questions with no filter. That is terrifying.
All right, relax.
It's physically impossible to relax everything. What are your powers?
Please keep them as far away from me as possible.
Yeah, that's the coffee kid who's constantly drinking coffee. Because, well, kids start drinking coffee in Latin America at like 3, right? You know?
Especially this one.
What's wrong with her? They're just children that yell a lot because they're excitable children. Coffee kid scares me more than her.
The songs were pretty good. The first one, Mirabel spoke...
The songs are amazing, and they tell the story, so let's see how she misunderstands that. Yeah, Bruno's fun, but he's not that developed. He's just John Leguizamo being John Leguizamo mostly, you know?
The songs were pretty good. The first one, Mirabel spoke so fast, I couldn't understand what the heck she was saying halfway through.
Oh, are you talking about the part that was written for a trumpet? Okay, hang on. I'm just gonna play, because I just want to talk about Stephanie Beatrice's singing, because she's so fucking good. Family Madre. Madriga. I'm in the family Madriga. I'm part of the family Madriga. Everybody's so fantastical and magical. There's a part toward the end. Yeah, this part where she talks about Mariano. That's insane. And I saw an interview with Lin-Manuel Miranda where he said he wrote this part as if it was for a trumpet because he knew Stephanie Bertice could do it. So... That is so fucking hard to do. I can't do that part of the song at all. Like, holy shit, woman. She's an amazing singer. I'm glad she stopped pitching her voice down too far in Has Been Hotel, because like in season 1, it felt like she was like going too deep for her register and her singing was kind of off. And in season 2, she kind of knocked it off and started doing high notes again, and she sounds much, much better. But let's hear that one more time, because holy fucking shit. God, she's so fucking good, man. She is so fucking good.
At Super Easy Walker sent a super chat. The final act is just emotional diarrhea.
Yeah, they were emotionally constipated, then they all have emotional diarrhea, and they all make up. That's the movie.
At Jam sent a super chat. I forgot how good Encanto was, especially on a first viewing.
I think it took me a little bit to warm up to the movie, because again, when you do first watch it, you don't really know what to expect. And so the pacing can seem a little weird, but the more I watch it, because, like, I didn't know what the hell the movie was even about, because they didn't, like, advertise it well, so it's like, okay, magical people, is she, like, in some kind of magic school or something? Like, I had no idea going in. But after, like, the second or third time I watched it, I was like, okay, this is fire, I love this movie, you know? Yeah, Stephanie Beatrice is also Vaggie and Has Been. And that's the part, yeah. But again, like I said, Lin-Manuel said he wrote it for a trumpet because he knew she could do it. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro.
Subtitles probably would have been helpful. My second favorite song, aside from Bruno's, is Luisa's, Surface Pressure.
Good
One of
one.
the reasons it's not my number one is because the visuals were all over the place. We jumped from a circus to Cerberus to apple crushing to volcano.
Yeah, it is illustrating the things she's singing about. Like, all of the songs are kind of fantastical daydream type things, you know? They're not happening in reality. So, what's the point?
Volcanic eruptions, to cliffhanging, to the Titanic, to a tornado, then floating in pink clouds with unicorns, then dancing donkeys.
Those are donkeys with unicorn horns, duh.
It's like, I'm sure there's people out there that love this, but I found it really, really distracting. Especially for the intended tone of the song. Tonal whiplash 101, that's for sure.
Well, the ending of the song is perfect, though. And having it take place in this hyper-real space makes that ending work. Hang on, I just want to let this super through real quick. Oh, hello? Why aren't you reading out? Oh no, what happened? Oh, the family magical should have been taught the lesson. Oh shit, it went away. Hang on a second. What happened? Why did you stop working? No. Clear the Family Madrigal should have been taught this lesson by Family Guy, by Lily and Todney from no, they should have been taught this lesson in Family by Lily and Todney from Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. Oh god. They don't have a landline, so they're not a real family. Alright, hello? Super Chats? Did you break? Did the Super Chats break? Hello? 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 No. I don't know why they're not playing, guys. I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to replay them, but it's just not working. But, let's see. So, yeah, Super Easy Walkers, they should have been taught, by Lily and Todney from Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. And Direwolf says, she did it without missing a beat. Incredible. Hell yeah. An Action Fan says, I'll always love Stephanie Beatrice. By the way, she's apparently a mom of 2. Yeah, actually, when she was singing Mirabelle's I Want song, you know, like, you know, was like, when she sings I'm Ready, you know, that sort of thing. Like, apparently, during the recording of that song, she, like, was just hours away from giving birth. She, like, finished up the song and then went and had a baby, which is crazy. Amazing. But yeah, so you have all this hyper fantastical imagery in Surface Pressure, but that pays off at the end, where she's carrying, like, the whole town on her shoulders, you know? And it's great imagery. Yeah, then it fades out from there, and we see they're still standing. So they had a conversation in reality. You know, nobody's singing diegetically in this movie. The song is representing the conversation she had with her sister. That's the point.
As for Isabella's song, it was...
Yeah, she sung that song. Actually, let's just go find that. Waiting on a miracle. Because, god damn it, I don't know why my internet keeps doing this. She's so good in this song, bro. She's so, like, directly after recording this, she went and had a baby.
So here I go, I am ready. Come on, I'm ready. I've been patient and steadfast and steady. Bless me now as you blessed us all those years ago when you gave us a miracle.
God, she's so fucking good. Imagine her baby is, like, rattling around in there like a jackhammer with you know? Oh, that treble. Yeah. Still.
almost the same as Luisa's, just less interesting. Luisa sung about pressure to work.
How is fucking Isabella's song less interesting than Luisa's?
That's for sure. As for Isabella's song,
Alright, hang on a
Dancing
second.
Donkeys. Like, I'm sure there's people out there that love this, but I found it really, really distracting. Especially for the intended tone of the song. Tonal whiplash 101, that's for sure. As for Isabella,
Luisa is not she's not a very complex person either. Like I said, she's a little immature. She's kind of stunted from being treated like a workhorse her whole life.
the song, it was almost the same as Luisa's, just less interesting. Luisa sung about pressure to work while Isabella sang about pressure to perform. The songs essentially had the same message, so Isabella's song is kind of unnecessary when you look at the overall movie. Just
No, these are her two older sisters, her two very talented older sisters who are always praised, who she feels like she can't measure up to at all, and she finds out they both have the same insecurities and problems and, like, self-flagellation she does. Like, this is her getting to know her two older sisters better. So yeah, she finds out her two older sisters who she thinks are perfect, like, also have problems. And she can relate to them, and she gets to know them better. It's so good. And Isabella's song is her whole character development. Like, how can you say this song doesn't belong in the movie? She's really not beating the only... I don't think we're gonna lose it to copyright. We've lost the super chat, so Direwolf says we're losing the stream to copyright. Thank you for your super chat. I don't know why my stream elements thing stopped working. I don't know. I just reset the whole thing. Reload overlays. Can we do that? Can we do that? Hello? Well, let me try to replay one to see if it'll work.
At
Yay, I fixed
Wolf181 sent a
it!
super chat. We are still losing this stream to copyright lol.
Yay, I fixed it. I'll just replay all of your guys' ones.
At ActionFan19 sent a super chat. I'll always love Stephanie Beatrice. By the way, she's apparently a mom of 2. At Direwolf181 sent a super chat. She did that without missing a beat. Incredible. At Super Easy Walker sent a super chat. Clearly the Madrigal family should have been taught this lesson about family by Lily and Chodney from Don't Tug I'm Scared.
Well, like I said, they're not a real family. They don't have a landline.
Sconsen Jam sent a super chat. Also, Isabella resembles Abuela the most, and as the eldest grandchild, there's a lot of hopes riding on her.
Exactly. I was saying that earlier, how Abuela might be living through her a little vicariously, because now Isabella can have a pleasant life with a nice husband and children and just live peacefully like Abuela wanted to when she was younger. You know, there's a lot going on there, but the movie trusts you to infer these things, which people are not very good at inference when they're analyzing media these days, it seems.
Let's reintroduce two characters.
They probably do share a lawyer, though, right? Yeah.
Out of the Madrigal family of 12. Isabella's song just takes up a lot of area when you look at the overall movie. Just reintroduce two characters out of the Madrigal family of 12. Isabella's song just takes up a lot of time that could have been used elsewhere, and frankly, her song's kind of forgettable anyway. The plot—
Forgettable?! Maybe she isn't an only child. Maybe she has an older sister she's jealous of. But how— I mean, this is such an important fucking thing. Again, they're not listening to each other at first, but then Mirabel starts to understand her older sister she's always hated. So, yeah, where does Mirabel start coming in? Hang on. Yeah, because they literally say this in the fucking lyrics.
I'm so sick of pretty, I want something
True, I just seem like your life's been a dream since the moment you open your eyes.
Oh, blossoms. I get it wrong. Now they start understanding each other. Because then Mirabel starts encouraging her to explore this new side of her powers, and then they start bonding! And now they finally understand each other! You know? That's the whole point, and then that leads to the hug you were complaining about being contrived earlier. Because when this song started, Mirabel had no idea how she was gonna get Isabella to hug her. Beginning of the song, she's still very artificially trying to get Isabella to hug her. She has no idea how this hug is going to happen at the beginning of the song. And then, by the end of the song, what fucking happens? And there's exactly what was seen in the vision. So yeah, Mirabel starts the song having no idea how she's gonna get Isabella to hug her because they hate each other. And then they end the song in an embrace! After Mirabel begins to understand her and her actual needs, you know, and that's a theme with Mirabel. She meets each and every one of her family members with powers and sees what they really need rather than what the expectations of them are, you know. So in a way, since she's the successor of the miracle, she is helping nurture their talents rather than trying to find utility for them with her own expectations. And that's how she differs from Abuela. You know, like, God, yes, everybody go rewatch Encanto after this. It's so fucking good.
Sconsen Jam sent a super chat. Also, look at the family pictures. Isabella is the only time where Abuela is leaning in while touching her shoulders. She's standing stoically otherwise.
Ah, yeah, so her having her hands on Isabella's shoulders, the oldest grandchild who very strongly resembles her, who she has a lot of hopes and dreams for. Yep, like, this movie is so full of symbolism if you just fucking look. You know, if you actually watch it with your eyes and pay attention and put things together, it trusts you to put things together, you know? like more movies should.
Plot is certainly not its strong suit. The story up until Mirabel—
Plot is not its strong suit. Only because you don't understand that songs are the plot in a musical. That's why you think that.
Kind of forgettable anyway. The plot is certainly not its strong suit. The story up until Mirabel finds Bruno is pretty solid. But everything after that, oh, the pacing goes—
How? What? How? I guess she'll explain, I hope, but—
Everything after that, oh, the pacing goes downhill pretty quickly, people. The other songs were partly written by Lin-Manuel, and you can—
I'm pretty sure they were all written by him. I remember reading about him, like, contacting a botanist he knows for all the, like, fucking flowers and plants he can put in the lyrics of Isabella's song.
Tell. It will usually swap genres, either mid-song or sort of the chorus with—
What? Swap? Genre? What? what genre do you think the music is? I mean, musicals don't typically follow genre conventions of, like, songs you would hear on the radio. That's really not how they operate. God, my head.
At Hellkite47 sent a super chat. I heard from my Latino friend the true miracle of Encanto was Abuela Madrigal apologized.
I saw that joke a lot. It's like the real miracle of the movie is you got an older Latin relative to apologize for something. Yeah.
At CutieAppleby123 sent a super chat. That's how musicals work. The songs are supposed to be th blood.
I don't understand how people don't understand this. If you don't understand that about musicals, please don't review them, okay? Like, yeah, Lin-Manuel did all the music in here. I think maybe he didn't write Dos Oruguitas. It might have been the singer who wrote that, but I think he did the rest of it, you know?
Well, the other songs were partly written by Lin-Manuel, and you can tell. It will usually swap genres, either mid-song or sort of the chorus with the, rap. But luckily the rap was actually...
Oh, that's what you mean by switching genres. With, rap. She said in the whitest, waspiest way possible. Oh dear. There's no rap in this fucking movie. There's patter. There isn't rap. A lot of it is very Latin sounding. A lot of it's very Latin instruments, Latin bars, Latin, note structure. There's no rap in this movie. You have Dolores' patter during We Don't Talk About Bruno, and then you have Bruno's patter toward the end of the movie, and that's just there because John Leguizamo isn't a singer. All these other people are like fucking musical theater level singers. John Leguizamo is not. So he wrote, it's kind of like You're Welcome in Moana. Lin-Manuel specifically wrote it for someone who isn't really a singer,
Sort of the chorus with the, rap. But luckily the rap was actually mixed in well this time, unlike the...
And why is she showing this weird little monkey and child when she talks about rap? Why? What is this? What am I even looking at? I don't know what this is from. The way she said rap, though, like... Yeah. You're not beating only child from the white suburbs. Fucking allegations.
Movie Vivo, so I'd say that's an improvement. Some character dancing was out of place, because this movie was sort of styled after a musical.
What is this walk dance? Yeah, this is something you'd see in a stage musical. Yeah, it's kind of fashioned after a musical. You don't say it is a musical, I said I'd be nice.
Character dancing was out of place, because this movie was sort of styled after a musical.
That's also in the background, and they're walking to the beat of the song. It's Mariano's on his way. This is when they're all setting up for dinner. So yeah, it's to the beat of the song. This is actually choreographed like you would at an actual live-action musical. This whole movie would translate to stage so easily. That's part of why I like it.
The place, because this movie was sort of styled after a musical play, the animators input dancing choreography into each song. For example,
What's wrong with that? Again, like I just said, this would translate to stage. You could just translate this whole movie to stage so easily, and it would work. It works exactly like a stage musical. That's why I like it.
Play, the animators input dancing choreography into each song. For example, during the Bruno song, Mirabelle is dancing by moving her shoulders. It was such a short shot of her, but it was enough to bring me out of the movie for a moment. She should have stood...
Why? She dances along with each of the family members she's talking to. Like, at the very end of the scene, Felix takes her and spins her out of the scene into the scene with Dolores, and then they both dance.
Still, and let Peppa and her Theo manage all the action. Mirabelle isn't always on screen. It's not like she has to be choreographically in sync with them while they...
Why would she not be choreographed with them in a song? What? She's communicating with each of her family members. Of course she's dancing along with them during a song sequence. Like, I guess she doesn't understand interpretive dance either, but
sing about important, scary information Mirabel sought out. When she danced along with Dolores...
I love that shot of her dancing with Dolores. It is great. And it's like, again... Let's see what
when
she
she
says
danced
about it
along
first.
with Dolores, that was great. But other scenes, not so much. Even in that...
What's the difference? Because... I'm gonna have to fight copyright claims after this fucking stream. I just know it. But I love the. Maybe I'll just put it on mute. But I love the, because I can't sing Dolores's part very well either. But I love the character acting here, and they did choreograph this as like real people as reference. Well, yeah, here you can see too what I was just saying. At the very end of this part of the song, Felix takes her and spins her into the next scene, which is great. Yeah, see? It's awesome. And now she's talking to Dolores, and she's kind of following Dolores' lead as she's telling her this information, you know? So she's just kind of mimicking what she's doing and kind of following, you know, picking up what she's putting down, basically. You know, she's kind of doesn't know what's going on. Also, you can see Bruno in the background if you look real close. He was just there. So you can see him skulking around in the background if you look close enough during the sequence. And he's bopping along to the music. It's really funny.
At CutieAppleby123 sent a super chat. The movie was literally choreographed and animated like a stage musical.
Yep.
Hezu.
Yep.
That's the point. At DireWolf181 sent a super chat. She's just vibing to the music, Hezu.
Well, to me, it communicates to me that she is listening to what the other family members are telling her. So, of course, she's dancing along to what they're communicating. It makes sense.
At ActionFan19 sent a super chat.
Oh, really?
Technically, Encanto did get a stage show. We even had Stephanie dressed as Mirabel in it.
I might have to look that up because I hadn't heard that. But like, this should just be a Broadway show. Like, we should have lots of people acting in it, you know? It should be a thing.
That Dolores scene, actually. You can see Bruno nodding his head in the background.
Oh, yeah.
His entire family and town are singing about how scary and awful he is, and he's dancing to it. It is
Yeah, he seems like the kind of guy who would, to be honest.
kind of funny, but at the same time pretty messed up. Sort of
It's just a cute little Easter egg in the background, Hezu. Come on. Did you just, like, see a top 10 list of things in the movie and didn't actually watch it and based your video on that, or what?
unfitting contextually, don't you think? Some people said that the Madrigals should have lost their powers permanently by the end of the movie, and that would have been interesting, but
No.
personally, I'm glad they got their powers back. If they were powerless, it would have been an anticlimactic ending.
Yeah, Bruno's back there like, yeah, they're singing about me! Woo!
Less visually appealing, not to mention the town relies on these people a lot. Taking
Yeah.
away their powers would really
That's the thing you haven't really talked about, is the whole community relies on them, yes.
only hurt the town's infrastructure. Their family's too important to be nerfed. So yeah, very rushed, very musical theater-esque, feels unfinished. The story
Very musical theater-esque. Yeah. Yes, it is. That's why it's good. That's why I like it. Because unlike other Disney quote-unquote musicals, it's an actual fucking musical. You know, she calls it rushed, but again, it has musical pacing, yes, but like, as we said, the thing people don't seem to understand about musicals is the songs are the fucking plot. The song is telling you the plot. The song is telling you the emotional climax. The song is telling you the character development. You know, what's that quote about musicals when you can't, when words fail, you sing. How does it go? I think it's attributed to a few different people, but it's a good quote. Let's see. Then you dance. Can't. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it's attributed to a bunch of different people, but that's not the quote though. Oh, somebody said here, when words aren't enough, you sing. When singing isn't enough, you dance. That's about the emotional escalation that happens in musicals. So when the emotion is too big for words, you start singing. When the emotion is too big for singing, then you dance. That's how musicals operate. You know? It's not out of nowhere.
_brain sent a super chat. Why are the neighbors so nice? It makes no sense to the town, depends on them too much, like they really didn't reread their script at all.
I
Wow.
guess she didn't know, cause yeah, now you understand, like, but again, it's like, so the townspeople are just nice people. Again, these are all refugees who started this fucking village, you know? It's like, come on.
It's certainly not its strong suit, but it's really cute, and you have no idea how grateful I am that it's sort of broken the formula of the other Disney movies. There's no love.
Why the fuck are you trashing it being an actual musical theater piece and not just, like, a sing-along for children?
Interest, there's no friend she breaks off with, only to reconcile in the end. Things were broken from the start, it's just about coming to terms with it. And of course, the animation is beautiful as always. A simple, heartfelt, fun movie. I feel like it could use some short films. They could really flesh out each family member with those. I'd give Encanto a...
Yeah, if only we got some sort of, like, Rapunzel-esque show based on Encanto, that would have been awesome, but for whatever reason, Disney does not want to support this movie.
A 6 out of 10. I was really excited for it, but when the credits came up, I was slightly disappointed and confused.
That's funny, because I didn't know a goddamn thing about this movie going in. I didn't even know what the fuck it was about, and I ended up really liking it.
Felt like this movie had more to it, but ran out of time. Anyway, what did you think of this movie? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks to all...
You guys are gonna make me react to this girl again, aren't you?
Kona Kabistu sent a super chat. It is a musical. You freaking
Jasmine
donkey.
has sent me some things. Freaking donkey! Okay, let's see what she's put.
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. I put the playlist of the live Encanto performances in the Discord. Peace sign emoji.
Now, is this a slime tutorial, or is this something
At
we're getting in trouble for
Action Fan
playing?
19 sent a super chat. It was the Hollywood Bowl that the live Encanto happened.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Awesome. Let's just look at a little bit of it. I don't want to get copyright nuked, so I just want to see Stephanie in her outfit. Actually, let's hear her do that last trumpety part fast in live.
That's who we are in Family Madrigal. Adios.
What's your gift?
These are the children. These grown adults are playing the children. That's kind of funny.
Autobiographical. Just to review the Family Madrigal. Let's go. It's under the abuela and the tia Pepa. She handles the weather. My mom Julieta can make you feel better with just one arepa. My dad Agustin, well, he's accident prone, but he means well. Hey, you said you want to know what everyone does. I got sisters and cousins, and my Primo Camilo won't stop until he makes you smile today. My cousins Dolores can hear this whole chorus a mile away. Look, it's Mr. Mariano. Hey, you can marry my sister if you want to between you and me. She's kind of proving none of you. I said too much to thank you, but I really gotta go. My family's a big...
She was running out of breath a little bit on that one, but that's a hard fucking part to do. She looks really cute in the outfit too. That's cool. And then they have like lighting effects on the floor that look like the tiles of the house. That's neat. That's cool. I didn't know about this. I like that. Wow, convoy jump scare. Where? Yes, we can play Turn It Down and a few other things now.
Productions 2395 sent a super chat. Can we watch Turn It Down now?
Yes. So this is a fan song about Dolores.
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. These videos are official recordings. Sparkles
Watch
emoji.
it later. 25 million views, holy fucking shit. So yeah, I believe the actual voice actor sang for this, so let's check it out. I know I've heard it before, but not in a while.
So did you hear about the other day?
They say the family is in dismay.
I heard that everything was not okay.
The house might even fall and then decay.
What do I do about this future state? Don't want to give the people any flight.
Need to find Bruno just to make things right. Unless we wanna fall by candlelight. Doors and through the cracks. I always listen but never act. And though I wish that I could just turn it back, the rumors lead you through a narrow track.
hang on, the copyright bots are flying overhead right now. I don't know if I'll get dinged for this one. They might have it in their they might have it in the YouTube music, or maybe it was the the musical footage. Something is. I might not be able to play this whole thing. Something is dinging me right now, guys. But this is really good. But what was the name? What was the name of the somebody was just telling me why it was in her.
111 sent a super chat.
God.
Sigh. Leo was in the thanks at the end.
God. Oh God, no. Not Lyle. Why is he everywhere?
305 sent a super
Okay.
chat. One more thing. Stephanie was sick during this performance.
Yeah, that might be why it sounded like she didn't have enough breath on that one. It still sounded good, but like, I wish I could. I'm not sure if that's what was dinging me, but we'll play a slightly bit more of this because it's like, it is really good.
Won't you just keep burning bright? The prophecy won't be optimized. Clear blue skies, no rain, just shine. If we stick together, we'll be alright. I can
This is
be
a
your
bop.
fear. I can make them disappear. There are secrets I won't tell. Not unless they break the spell.
Okay, I'm not gonna risk it, but that is really good. So, do I need to? Was it on TikTok? The girl who did the Dolores. I think she was on YouTube actually. Dolores, soap opera, rat soap opera. Let me find it. Oh wait, I think I found it. I think I found it. Yeah, this is her. Okay, she is on YouTube. Okay. Let me. Well, it's a fucking Reddit link though. It won't for some reason. Let me just go right to YouTube. Ah. Nikkei Marina, that's her name. Yeah, okay, she is just on YouTube, okay. Okay, awesome. Let's just find all of her Dolores videos, because maybe she made a playlist. Because they're so fucking funny. They're so fucking funny. Alright, let me just find them. Like, I could watch a whole show of this. What's the right order, though? Damn it. Does she have a playlist of these? I need... Let's see if there's a playlist. What? Why can't I filter it by playlist? Oh, here we go. Somebody's gonna have a whole... Yes! Yes! Here's the whole playlist. Awesome.
Buenos dias to everyone who is not Mirabel. Anyway, we have a very busy day today. Juanita, you do not understand. We can never be together because I am your nephew. Dolores, is there a problem? No. Sorry. I think I burned my tongue a little. It's okay. Oh my god. Can't wait for next season.
So, the whole premise of this is that every morning at breakfast, Dolores is listening to Bruno's rat novellas. I love how she starts every single one as Abuela, like, just trash-talking Mirabel. It's so good. It's so good. We're gonna watch them all.
Can someone pass the sugar? No, not you, Mirabel. I don't want to catch any of your bad luck in my coffee. Dolores, can you pass the sugar? Juanita, I told you to stay away from me. We can never be together. But Carlos, we can, because you are not my nephew, really. You are adopted. Dolores, corazón, what is wrong? Nothing, abuela. Nothing at all. He's adopted. That does change things. Can someone pass me a plate? Mirabel, no. Don't look at anything that can break easy. You're going to break it with your mind. Dolores, pass a plate.
Carlos, did you miss me?
Maria, my wife? But you died 2 years ago. You got hit by a truck. Dun, dun, dun. Will Carlos's dead wife, risen from the dead, ruin his love affair with Juanita? Tune in next time for Rato del Encanto. Dolores, ¿qué te pasa? You look like you saw a ghost. No, I'm good. Didn't get a lot of sleep last night. She did get run over by a truck. It was pretty bad. How is she back? Por favor, can someone put a bag over Mirabel's head? Because it makes me angry. That's why. Dolores, can you tell me what you are doing today? Listen, I do not know how my wife came back from the dead, but I have no choice. I must choose her. But Carlos, you can't leave me. I am pregnant. Dolores, why are you acting crazy? Like Mirabel. The tea was too hot. Yeah, it was too hot. The tea is hot. She pregnant. You ain't going nowhere, Carlos. Ay, Dios mío. Did Mirabel make the arepas this morning? How can I tell? Because they are falling apart. The queso is not con the arepa. It's all over the place. Dolores, please pass me
queso
an
is not
arepa
con
that
the
Mirabel
arepa.
did not make. Today on Rato del Encanto. Carlos has no idea that I am not his wife, but her evil triplet who killed her. And once I killed Carlos, I will have all of his life insurance money. Dolores, mija, for someone who has super hearing, you never seem to hear me talking to you. I'm so sorry. I don't think I'm a morning person anymore. I knew it. I called it. This is getting messy. Can someone tell me why Mirabel is not here for breakfast? Oh, no me importa. I don't care why she's not here. I am just curious. At least I can drink my cafecito in peace. Dolores, have you seen your cousin? Maria, you can never have Carlos. He is mine. Or should I tell him that you're not really his wife, but her evil triplet? Or Juanita, should I tell Carlos who's the real father of the baby? Dolores, I hope that you are listening to something that is very important, like neighborhood chisme. Oh, yeah, of course. Very important gossip. The best gossip. The best chisme. I wonder if it's the mailman. Mirabel, don't forget to walk by the church today. Why? Because maybe if you are in the presence of God enough, He will grant us a miracle and finally make you special. We can only pray. Dolores, can you walk your cousin to the church? Maybe dunk her head in the holy water? Maria knows the truth about the baby, and she's going to tell Carlos. She cannot prove anything. Juanita? Carlos! What are you doing here with my roommate, Diego? Oh! Dolores, why are you especially dramatica this morning? I think my hearing is extra sensitive today for some reason. Because I cannot believe that I just heard what I heard. Did I hear that right? Oh my God. Dolores, can you pick up some avocados when you go out to the market today? Mirabel forgot to get them. Of course she did. Of course she did. Dolores? Dolores! The rat novella Rato del Encanto is brought to you by Julieta's Arepas, as in Dolores. I am running low on arepas. If you could pass some through the hole in the wall, your uncle would appreciate that very much.
Did Hezu watch this and not know that was a joke that this woman made? And thought that was actually part of the plot? I'm wondering now. I also just love how she characterizes Abuela as just shitting on Mirabel constantly.
And if you could throw in an avocado, that would be great. Thanks, your Theo loves you. I can always hear him sort of muttering and mumbling. Always had Abuela in the family fumbling. Oh, wow, you hear him? Like he had that much impact that you can still hear him. No. I mean, he's here. Oh, wow. Like his presence was so strong, it still feels like he's here. No, I mean, he's literally still here. Like he lives here. I feed him arepas through a crack in the wall. It's really kind of sad. I don't get it. How can I be more clear? Like when I sing, I can hear him now. I can literally hear him now. Right now, he's doing one of his rat telenovelas. You're not making any sense. 7-foot frame, rat so long is back. And when he calls your name, it all fades to black. I tried. Yeah, I know. Your solo was fire, though. Aw, thank you. So I really need to know some things about Bruno. No! We don't talk about Bruno. Okay, we don't talk about Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno. Okay, I get it. We don't talk about the person who this entire song is for. We're gonna sing a song that is talking about not talking about Bruno. It was my wedding day. We were getting ready and there wasn't a cloud in the sky.
Bruno
He
is
said my
drinking
fish
behind the
would
walls.
die. The next day, dead. Yeah, because you hadn't changed out the water in weeks. That fish was already swimming on its side when I saw it. He told me I'd grow a gut, as you eat like 10 arepas every meal. It was inevitable. He said all my hair would disappear. You had a receding hairline, easily observable by anybody. Literally none of these situations I used my powers for. That's not how it works in the first place. I don't make things happen, I just tell the future. Okay, well, why can't you tell us something good? Okay, maybe because it's more important to prepare for the unpleasant stuff. You know what? Fuck y'all. One day life is gonna shit on you. You're gonna be like, oh, I wish Bruno were here to tell us ahead of time. Fuck off. Holy shit. Do you want to hear about global warming? Who am I kidding? Of course you fucking don't. We don't talk about Bruno, no. We don't talk about Bruno. He told me that the life. Oh my god, bitch! Shut the fuck up! No, I can't! Dolores, can you check on your cousin Mirabel? Pobrecita, she fell down the stairs this morning. I laughed. I did. I laughed so much. Dolores? Escucha, Dolores! Juanita, are you going to tell me why you're here with my roommate, Diego? Yes, Carlos, I would love to. As soon as you tell me why you're holding hands at the cantina with Belinda, my daughter. Dolores, what's wrong? Did you see a bug? Is there a big bug on the wall? What? No. There's no bug. But there is a snake. But if Juanita is his aunt, and Belinda is his cousin, I mean, not technically because he's adopted, but still. Dolores, do you remember what I left Mirabel in my will? Because, you know, I don't want to leave her too much. What a waste. Dolores, mijita, ¿estás escuchando? Are you listening to me? Carlos, Juanita, Diego. Maria, what are you doing here? You have to listen to me. Belinda was in a car crash, and now she's in a coma. Oh no, how could this happen? Yo no sé, Juanita. It was like out of nowhere. Good thing I was there to help. So lucky. Whatever. Maria caused that crash. I put my life on it. Last season, Un Rato del Encanto. Anita, you do not understand. We can never be together because I am your nephew. Anita, I told you to stay away from me. We can never be together.
Recap?
But Carlos, we can because you are not my nephew, really. You are adopted. Carlos, did you miss me? Maria, my wife? But you died 2 years ago. You got hit by a truck. Dun, dun, dun. Listen, I do not know how my wife came back from the dead, but I have no choice. I must choose her. But Carlos, you can't leave me. I am pregnant. Today on Rato del Encanto. Carlos has no idea that I am not his wife, but her evil triplet who killed her. And once I kill Carlos, I will have all of his life insurance money. Maria, you can never have Carlos. He
Gasps
is mine.
in Spanish.
That's right, that you're not really his wife, but her evil triplet. Or Juanita, should I tell Carlos who's the real father of the baby? Maria knows the truth about the baby, and she's going to tell Carlos. She cannot prove anything. Juanita? Carlos! What are you doing here with my roommate, Diego? Juanita, are you going to tell me why you're here with my roommate, Diego? Yes, Carlos, I would love to. As soon as you tell me why you're holding hands at the cantina with Belinda, my daughter. Carlos, Juanita, Diego. Maria, what are you doing here? You have to listen to me. Belinda was in a car crash, and now she's in a coma. Oh no! How could this happen? Yo no sé, Juanita. It was like out of nowhere. Good thing I was there to help. So lucky. Whatever. Season 2 coming soon. Buenos dias, Dolores. Can you please tell your cousin Mirabel to stop singing in the shower? Because if she is going to be a disappointment, at least she can do it in silence. Dolores? Dolores? Poor Belinda. I did not mean for you to go into a coma. The car crash was meant to kill Carlos because he was supposed to be in the car with you. And I did it the same way I killed my sister, by replacing the transmission fluid with coquito. Nevertheless, I shall find another way. Aha! Maria! Oh, Diego! How long were you outside? What did you hear? Maria, you snake! I heard everything! Flores, what are you listening to? I know. It's Mirabel's bad singing, isn't it? No. I went shopping yesterday and I realized I forgot something. Forgot how messy this is. Girl, you are done. Flores, can you make sure that Mirabel never makes the coffee again? She's weak. She's weak like her magic. Actually, this coffee is stronger than her magic because she has none. Dolores, are you listening to me? Maria, I heard everything about your plan to kill Carlos. Be careful, Diego. I know your secrets too, and I will tell everyone. Or no one tells any secrets, and we go 50-50 on the insurance money. You help me kill Carlos? But why? For revenge. Revenge for what? Revenge for what?
I think that was the last one, unfortunately. But those are fucking great. And I love them so much. Here, let's leave that on that image. So yes, I think we're about done now. That was a good palate cleanser.
Action Fan 19 sent a super chat. Plot twist. Bruno's descendants made Jean the Virgin, of which also stars Isis VA.
Really? So, yes. And thank you for 5 gifted subs. Shark Gifting Walrus, I almost said. You are Shark Gifting Walrus. You do. Anyway, so, yeah. So, I made it through a HezuReviews video, and I wasn't too mean. So I know you guys really want me to do her SU and her Utena video, because you guys know how I get. That will probably be future polls. I'll probably put it on the future. I might do her on Wednesdays if I react to her again, though, because I usually save media stuff for Wednesday reacts, but I kind of just went with whatever this week. So tomorrow, you guys are getting an extra stream tomorrow. Tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be playing Mixtape. Actually, let's just go right to my channel. I'm going to be playing Mixtape tomorrow, playing, quote-unquote. This is the new Dustborn, I've heard. It's a fake indie game that was, like, funded by the Australian government and a big, like, rich publisher.
I just a super chat. Revenge for what?
Yeah, revenge, we'll never know. And, and it was written by a 45-year-old man who, seems like he thinks he's a really quirky boy. In fact, I can show him to you. So this is the writer of this game. It isn't a woman's vanity project. It's this man's vanity project.
Super chat. You are not watching the parody of Shut Up Gringo.
Oh, shit. Yeah, let me throw that one in after I discuss this briefly. So here's our manic pixie dream boy who wrote this game. So I will be definitely making everyone aware that he is the writer when we stream this tomorrow. But yes, you're right. I forgot one more parody. So, oh, that's, I need spaces, apparently. I don't know what the fuck that is. Might have to be the hashtag, Shut Up Gringo 2022. Not finding it, I usually, unless a re-upload of it. Usually it comes up when I search. See if I can find it. It doesn't need to be space. Shut Up Gringo. It should be Shut Up Gringo 20 song parodia. Wow, I am not finding it. I hope it's not. I hope it didn't get taken down. I know I've posted it in my Discord before, so let me search real quick. Oh, it's there. Usually when I do hashtag Shut Up Gringo 2022, it comes up. So, there was a big drama. Oh yeah, I watch Ruin Leon. I like him. He gives me hope in the Zoomers. Let's see, Encanto fan art, Twitter, it'll probably come up. So there was, a controversy on Twitter, of course, of where all bad things happen. So this person uploaded this beautiful fan art of the family Madrigal, and you can tell that it's in this kind of pastel style with very, like, highly exposed lighting. And there's a group of people on... Let me put music... Oh, wait, I don't want to put music back on. I was about to play songs. There's a group of people on Twitter who don't know how, like, skin tones and light sources work. So they think anytime somebody with a dark skin tone is in bright lighting, it's whitewashing. So the people on Twitter ran this artist off of Twitter and harassed the fuck out of them for this beautiful image because they called it whitewashing. And a bunch of Spanish people got so mad about it, they made a whole song parody. And it's very well done, and it's very funny. I'm gonna put on the subtitles so you guys... I think I remember there being... I don't want the Spanish subtitles, I want the English. The Inglés subtitles, so we can, so people can actually fucking understand what they're saying. But it's based on a series of Twitter posts, and it's so fucking funny. So, here we go.
No se habla de gringos, no, no, no. No se habla de gringos. Puse en el Twitter fue. Todo estaba listo con un fandom tranquilo esa vez. Todo tranquilo esa vez. Gringo de afán, al quejarse habló. Trueno. Tú cuentas la historia, lo hago yo. Lo siento, mi vida, hazlo tú. Whitewashing está de más. Que insinuaba. Sabrás que lo tomé muy mal. Hago la escopeta.
Grandma gets the shotgun.
Fue trending en Latam y es verdad. No se habla de gringos. No, no, no. No se habla de gringos. Hey, miedo al ver a un gringo comentando desde iPhone. Siempre lo recuerdo quejándose y mamando. Hablando en el nombre del latino sin pensar. Raro ese don de andar chingando. Deja a los artistas como todos temblando, diciendo tontadas sin siquiera ya pensar. ¿Quieres tú intentar? Ego en su faz, racismo por detrás. Comentar un post, no hay marcha atrás. Funa lo que sea al opinar. No se habla de gringos, no, no, no. No se habla de gringos. Vino y dijo, esto es whitewashing y enfrenté a uno y me bloqueó y se fue. Uno dijo que Pepa era blanca y latina no es. Sus opiniones más tontas cada vez. Qué ironía es verlos venir y decir que whitewashing está mal. Y en
She's labeled as the Italia fandom.
Crear un hashtag para poderlos funar. Pues nuestra funa va a ganar. Tengo miedo que a mí me doxen por decir no opines. Eres gringo, no opines. Ya no los quiero gringo de ti. Ni un sonido saldrá. Ya no quiero oír. Oh, whitewashing. Yeah, it's whitewashing. Gringo, you can even call me. My parents are from Mexico. Hey, latinos son gringos. Choro gringo.
Latinos are canceling us. That is like the greatest high-effort shitpost of all time. What a way to tell Twitter people to shut the fuck up. I remember what happened after this. A bunch of people started saying, Gringo is a slur against black people, so you're being racist by telling us to shut up. Because Twitter will always find a way to, like, use black people as a shield somehow. So, I hope you all enjoyed that. So, yes. That is the end of this stream. Join me tomorrow afternoon on a lovely Saturday, and we'll play through this terrible game written by a 45-year-old man who still wishes he was a teenager. It's gonna be great. I plan to mute the music and just sing 90s songs where the music is supposed to be. So that'll be fun. So I hope you guys join me tomorrow. And thank you for all your super chats today, guys. You guys have been very generous tonight. I'm glad you guys had fun. Yes, I will react to more Hezu in the future. I will. We'll yeah. Her takes are pretty wild, but again, she's not like other people I tend to react to. She's not malicious. She doesn't have some kind of weird political agenda. She's just kind of shit at this. You know? So, yeah. Anyway, thank you all for coming. Again, if you got hit by the gifted sub fairy tonight, if you go to Discord and go to the connections under your settings and connect your YouTube and your Discord account, it should just dump you right in there. Right now, it's the only way to get into the Discord, so that's why I'm just giving the instructions. Anyway, yeah, the song like unironically slaps. It's great. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. Goodbye.